so here's the deal. We do these meetups for you guys to see us, okay? And to see that we're living this life, and we give a fuck about changing your lives. Justin is extremely successful for a 27-year-old man, and he has literally like some of the best game I've ever seen. He is one of the most known people here in Toronto, and like you can sit here and cry about everything. He's like, oh, well, I'm 5'4", I'm fucking Indian, and I'm fucking this, and I'm in Toronto, and I'm in Canada, and blah, Justin Trudeau. You can sit here and fucking cry about all fucking day, right? Excuses everywhere, but who gives a fuck? But he's killing it. Justin's gonna be feeding all you guys girls. Okay, Justin knows literally thousands of women in this fucking city. Sure. Okay, and they are fucking gorgeous. And we were with them last night.
Last night, bro. Yeah.
Last night.
You'll see tonight.
Yeah, no, you'll see. You'll see tonight.
I actually want to start with, I love this guy's presentation here. Justin did a fucking awesome job. And some of you guys know that my pickup skills are very good at a high level. And I have a hard time endorsing a pickup guy out there, because a lot of them are like shitty people. You know what I mean? And so like, I'm like, well, you know, I just don't, if I don't know the person and if I don't have a good feeling about that person, I can't endorse him. And but this guy, I completely endorse. I watched him last night. I pick up on a lot of things, and I watch people. You know, I watch people more than they would be comfortable knowing that I actually do that. So I don't say anything. I just kind of keep, you know, I do just get reads on people and stuff like that. And this guy is a good dude, man, and he's doing shit the right way. And so if you guys need, if you guys need that pickup stuff, the techniques and the tactics, he's a good guy to come to. All right, so he's on my endorsement list for sure. You know what I mean? That's a big deal. You know what I mean? For me, because you guys, I don't just endorse everybody, you know?
And I want each and every single one of you guys to run around the dance floor, take everybody's girls, and we load up 150 bitches on our fucking table tonight, and everyone gets their dick sucked, okay? Does that sound fair enough? Can we all do that? Can I fuck yeah? Yeah. Let's fucking do it, boys. That's it.
Guys, this is Justin. Justin's a great person. Justin is like literally has, I'm terrible of a guest. Like Justin's been taking care of me way more than he should have, but thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming, man.
Yes.
It's an honor.
Obviously, it's a ridiculous event called outgoing. But the reason I do it is because I know it sounds ridiculous, and I know, like, people will be like, "Oh, you're going to fucking gay meetup or some shit." And but the reality is, look, I don't do any of this YouTube bullshit for clout or fame or recognition. Okay, I do this to build an army of dudes who want their best out of life, right? Who wants pussy? Right? Money? Nice body, jacked, confidence, right? Look someone in the eye, be like, fuck you, get away from me, I don't like you, and feel good about defending your boundaries. Cool, all right, so here's the deal. We do these meetups for you guys to see us, okay? And to see that we're living this life, and we give a fuck about changing your lives. Okay, that's why I do this. And if you're here because you just want to hang out and shit, that's fine. But I demand results from you guys, okay? Because I live this life, he lives this life, he lives this life. And what I always say, right? Show me your friends, I'll show you your future, show you who you become, right? We all want to be rich, we want to get a bunch of bitches, we want to be happy, we want to feel good about ourselves, right? That's what we're going to talk about today. We have 3 generations here. Justin is 27, I'm 37, Paul's 44. 78. And you know, with us here, you're looking at basically a decade apart from each of us in our journey. Justin is extremely successful for a 27-year-old man, and he has literally like some of the best game I've ever seen. He is one of the most known people here in Toronto, and like you can sit here and cry about everything. He's like, oh, well, I'm 5'4", I'm fucking Indian, and I'm fucking this, and I'm in Toronto, and I'm in Canada, and blah, Justin Trudeau. You can sit here and fucking cry about all fucking day, right? Yep. Excuses everywhere, but who gives a fuck? But he's killing it, all right? Myself, you know, the original passport bro. Fucking, Just saw what was happening in 2012. I was like, get the fuck out, I'm out of here. VJ, just take your shoes off, come in, bud.
Also, shut the door. Yeah, close it.
So Paul brings tons and tons and tons of experience. In my opinion, one of the most underrated men's self-development coach in this whole fucking place. The reason I came here is to do some stuff with Paul, actually, for my like inner game and development and stuff like that. And I also did with Justin. I learned everything here, and we're gonna start launching this out with my community and stuff in 2023. And Paul's gonna be spearheading that with me and Ryan Fowler and Justin, and we have a meditation guy. Okay, so 2023, 2024, these are gonna be pretty much building years. I'm thinking that we're gonna have some kind of crypto pop in 2025 when the market pops back up. And that's what's gonna be crazy. There's gonna be opportunities, there's gonna be money, there's gonna be opportunity to buy houses, there's gonna be opportunity to fuck so many girls, right? I just wanna make sure you guys are equipped and ready to seize the opportunity that is coming your way. And that's why I put this thing together. That's why I've been on this fucking tour. I've been to Miami, I've been to Orlando, I've been to Dallas, I've been to Santa Barbara, I've been to Vegas, and now here I am in Toronto, right? If you think I'm traveling across the fucking North America for a $100 ticket a pop, you've lost your fucking mind, okay? This is not for me, this is for you, okay? 2023, we gotta like exit the, you know, like the status and the aesthetic and the frame of like me, and we gotta start doing more of we. Because you individually as a man, we all have our own individual goals and stuff. But if you meet someone else in here, we work together, we make millions. So if you guys can work together with us as your coaches, what's stopping you, right? That's where we're building this thing. So how it's gonna work is first, Justin's just gonna go. He's gonna talk about Toronto, night game, inner game, okay? After that, Paul will talk again. Paul's gonna go longer. He's gonna talk about in-depth in-game concepts and game concepts as well, and mostly inner game stuff. And then we'll close it out with me. So here's the thing. After that, I'm gonna be giving it up, right? Tonight, we're gonna go to Rebel Nightclub, okay? Justin's gonna be feeding all you guys girls, okay? Justin knows literally thousands of women in this fucking city,
Sure.
okay? And they are fucking gorgeous. And we were with them last night.
Bro.
Yeah. He's got receipts, man.
Last night.
You'll see tonight.
Yeah, no, you'll see tonight. So, you know, stay positive. Another thing is this too. This is real. These are real people. All these guys have a fucking dorky ass username on the internet like you do. All right. So whether it's fucking Kal-El or just something simple as John Simon LaRose. All right. Or VJ in Windsor. You guys are all people. You're all real. So I want you guys to make sure you connect each other on social media. You connect each other's phone numbers. You start making friends. You start talking to people. What do? You want to make some money together. You want to go out and talk to some girls together. I'm trying to figure this shit out. You're not going to do it alone. It's going to be very hard, and you're here because you want it, or you're just extremely weird and bored, and that's fine too. But you don't strike me as the weird and bored type. Maybe Scott in the back there, but that's about it. Scott Lang. Just joking with you, Scott. So anyways, that's it, right? We're going to talk about that. We're starting now. It's like 3:40. Justin's probably going to go an hour. Paul's probably going to go an hour. I'll probably just wrap it up a little bit at the end. Nothing too crazy. Then we go to Rebel Nightclub. What's the official meet time?
10:30. In fact, if you're late, you're not getting in. But you're all getting for free. VIP table, fucking in like the VIP balcony. The dudes around us are like Chinese mafia, millionaires, like fucking the owners gonna be there. It's gonna be fucking sick. And then we're just have. I'm trying personally to invite out 100 girls tonight myself. And then we got Michael. Michael works my promo team. And dude, like I'm gonna teach you guys today as well a lot of what I do and how you can implement it immediately in your own life. I charge guys tens of thousands of dollars to learn this, so you're gonna get a ton of value here. And we're gonna create a party together because like it's not just me bringing you guys bitches, but like we're gonna create together, right? We build it from the ground up. Super easy.
Yes. So it's gonna be awesome. 10:30 nightclub, Rebel Nightclub. This we'll probably be done here. I would say, let's say it's 3:45 right now. I would say we'd probably be done by 6:30. Go out. Get your haircut, get your shave, go food, whatever, change up, and we meet in the club. We're doing our thing. Tomorrow, if you guys want to link up or do anything, pay attention to the Hot Dude Con Toronto chat group. All right? If I don't have a date, I'm probably going to hang out with some of you guys. So personally, I want to go to that fucking aquarium, that Ripley's.
Fucking awesome.
I want to go. So
Actually, I went there with Chloe.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
So if you guys are down and I get flaked on, let's go. Other than that, that's it. So we'll start off with you. Should I pass this mic off?
Yeah. Gents, thanks for coming. Welcome to my home. Super excited to have you guys, and honored to be part of this. Honored to be helping host this, because I mean, you guys are all great fucking dudes. Actually, how I got in touch with John is I saw a roast video that MLD made on another content creator who I don't like, and I gave him props. I'm like, dude, you're fucking awesome, right? This is how we became friends. Yeah, and I was just like, damn, that was awesome. And that was actually before the dude started making like roast videos on me, right? And I was like, dude, you're fucking cool. Like, how have I never seen your content? I think he had like 10,000 subscribers at the time. Now he's at 100,000 fucking subscribers. So guys, like, let's give a fucking clap for fucking MLD, dude. That's insane. Dude, I'll tell you this. I've been doing content on YouTube for 8 years. It took me 8 years to hit 100K. I mean, you fucking went from 10K to 100K in fucking 2 years. That's insane, right?
No, it was about, less than 2 years.
That's fucking nuts.
Shorts, just because of shorts.
Yeah, but no, he's killing it, right? And you know, when I got invited to teach on Masculine Empowerment Network, and I was just blown away at the community aspect, how empowering it was for all the guys. You know how, you know, the community that we're building. It was something I want to do myself. So I'm like, look, how can I get involved here? And I told John, like, come out to Toronto. I will fucking host you. I'll get bitches suck your dick. We'll fucking party every night at the club. Last night, MLD and fucking Paul walk up, and they're late. Like they're a little bit late. I like sprinted the venue because I had a bunch of girls there. Michael's like holding down a table. There's like, I walk in. There's already 15 girls in my booth, right? And like 10 minutes of me there, all the girls in the club are like there. And I'm like, where the fuck are these guys, right? And they walk in. It's just like a crowd, like probably, I don't even know how many girls were there, 30, 40, 50. I don't know, like in our booth, and just no dudes. It's just me and Michael, right? And then these guys walked in, and then it was just like, we take our pick, right? So I'm gonna give you guys a little presentation of who I am, how I can help you, what you're gonna learn today. And it's gonna be really cool because, I mean, I literally charge clients, like I do one-on-one consulting, and I charge clients 10 grand a day minimum. That's like my base rate for one-on-one coaching. Like I'll have students come stay with me in my guest room, and I'll charge, like, depends on the client, obviously, but I've had clients pay me like fucking 50 grand for a week of coaching, right, for one-on-one, right? So the whole point I'm trying to make here is, you know, this is very valuable because you can use these skills to make way more money, right? A lot of my clients learn these skills and they start making way the fuck more money. I've seen guys go from literally making $0 a year to making like 300K a year. Like, I swear to God, it's the craziest thing. One of the guys who works in my company, Marc Consulting, he's kind of like an assistant coach. He's an old client of mine. It was January 1st, and he messaged me. He's like, hey man, I need $1,500 for rent or I'm gonna get kicked out of my place. And then by the end of January, he had like 60 grand in the bank. You know what I mean? He lives in Toronto, dude. Like, it's crazy when you learn social skills, like money becomes like a non-issue, right? If you think about it on the most logical level, the highest paid skill on the planet is social skills, right? If you work in sales, if you work in consulting, if you work in anything with people, right? Maybe like, look, if you're a fucking like computer programmer, maybe you don't need the best social skills, but you still need social skills so you don't get underpaid at your job, so your manager doesn't take advantage of you, right? So, you know, if you have really good social skills, you can negotiate better deals. So I'm gonna give you guys an introduction to who I am, how I can help you. So I'm Justin, I'm 27 years old, I slept with like almost 400 women, traveled to 50 plus countries. I've been doing games formally since like 2013. That's like, when I say I've been doing games since 2013, that means like I've gone out every single day pretty much, even during COVID, to practice dating, social skills, relationship pickup, meeting people. Like even during COVID lockdowns, I'm having like illegal parties. I was in like foreign countries. Like I was in Mexico City during COVID lockdowns, throwing parties with girls in my fucking Airbnb from Tinder, stuff like that, and doing like different, like just always experimenting, tweaking. I'm like a game scientist, if that makes sense. Like learning how to pick up chicks and like scientific experimenting. And I mean, in doing so, I end up, you know, hook up with like hundreds of girls, right? Like if you count the girls like I didn't close, like a girl who blew me and like I didn't fucking close a deal, then it's probably like 800, 900 girls. I'm 27 years old, guys. So it's like, I'm probably earning the most of you guys in this room, right? But I've got an insane amount of fucking experience here. And it comes from just being able to do all this. And so it got to a point where I was just meeting so many fucking women that I didn't have a way to actually like fulfill the demand. So, I mean, think about it. If you're gonna go on a date, it's like Tuesday after work or whatever, and you're like, cool, I'll meet up with this chick, or then you get flaked on. So the strategy I came up with was like, okay, let's schedule like 5 to 10 dates a day, right? And that way, I'm not getting flaked on. But then what happens is I'm also really good at retention. So then the next thing you know, I end up like hanging out with like 5 girls at a time. So I was actually in Colombia, right? And I just got to Colombia for the first time in my life, last June. And by the end of the week, dude, we had a day, I have this all documented on YouTube. It's like me with like 12 girls. And these are like Tinder girls. Like I was there for 6 days. And the last day I'm there, I'm like hanging out with 12 girls at a fucking time, right? Just using the exact same strategy. So you can apply what I'm gonna teach you today, go anywhere in the world, and have like insane abundance as long as you do things right. So my flake rate went down. I have no way to get girls to flake on me. So, and I'm very respectful with women. I try my best to be very respectful. So if I set up a date, I don't want to flake on them. I want to show them a good time. So instead of like just flaking on girls, what I would do is I'm like, okay, cool. I'll just like invite them to like my house and we'll hang out with 10 girls at a time. So the girls would think they're coming to meet me one-on-one for like a date. Think we're gonna hook up. But then it actually becomes like a episode of The Bachelor where they're like kind of like fighting over my attention and shit like that. And it got to a point where like I'm just throwing parties bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, right? Because in my head I was like, okay, well, what's the point of having a party? The point of having a party is, you know, so girls go to parties and bars, clubs, whatever, to meet guys. Like that's why they're out, right? They say, oh, I'm dancing, or I'm going out for girls' night out. That's bullshit, dude. They're looking for dick, okay? They're looking for like a high status dude, sweep them off their feet, show them a great emotional experience, whether that's for one night or 1 year, right? And so I started doing all these events right when I started Game, because in my head I was like, okay, well, I live with my parents. Like I started Game when I was like my first cold approach was like 6 years old. I asked out my first girl when I was like 13. I got brutally rejected. I had horrible social anxiety, like manic depressive episodes. But in my head I was like, I have to fucking learn this, because that's why I was so depressed. I had no friends, I had no girls, right? So I'm like, I gotta learn this shit. So I started learning Game at like 16, 17 years old, right? By the time I was 22 years old, I'd slept with over 100 women, right? So it's crazy how like you gotta like take the right actions now so you can crush it down the road. And what you guys are gonna see tonight is 10-year run-up of what I've created from that, because in doing so, I created probably the largest nightlife promoter company in the entire country, which is insane to think, because that wasn't really my goal. My goal was just to get laid and like hang a lot of hot girls. And I mean, the nightlife business alone, dude, I make over 6 figures from that. Like it's fucking crazy when I think about it. Like, you know, I get paid $1,000 a night to show up to a club. They give me $1,000 of free alcohol. Dude, I end up taking liquor home. I'll take like a $500 bottle of liquor home, like most nights. Like we took a bottle home last night. Last night I'm like, yo, give me your jacket. I have to sneak this bottle out of the club, right? And we come back with a bunch of girls from the club. There was this like fucking dude on one of the girls I wanted, and like in my head, I tell John, I'm like, yo, dude, I'm gonna get this guy kicked out of the club. I'm taking his girl. So I call like the head bouncer over. I'm like, yo, this guy, because like, this dude was actually being weird, wouldn't leave my table. Starts like trying grabbing to talk to me. I'm like, the fuck off me, bro, right? Same thing what John was talking about, like setting boundaries. Like a lot of guys are so socially incompetent. They don't understand, so you gotta really set the boundaries. So the head bouncer of the club we were at last night, Century, I threw his girlfriend a birthday party, right? And like like he loves me, right? And I'm like, dude, this guy needs to go. Homeboy gets kicked out. And then when I'm pulling his fucking girl, I later found out it was the girl he came with. I thought he was a random guy. I literally thought this was a random guy hitting on a girl at my table. It turns out he actually showed up with this chick. So I actually felt bad after, but he was being like really cringy, right? So he's like on this girl after. I have the head bouncer like talking to him, like yelling at him, while Paul walks me to the Uber with me and the girls. Right, so it's me, Matt Levine, my wing, and the 2 chicks, right? Paul and my Tinder date. So my Tinder date's watching me pull 2 girls, right? This is last night, and I just fucked a girl in the bathroom last night, just so you guys know. And it's so fucked up, because like the girl I fucked up in the bathroom last night is friends with a girl I'm dating, who you guys are probably all gonna meet tonight, and because my main chick's coming out tonight right now. And anyway, so we ended up bringing these girls back, and my buddy Matt ended up banging one of the girls. I was cuddling the girl, using my vibrator on her, grabbing her ass, and then she opens her phone. I see there's a guy as her background picture hugging her dog, and she's like, oh yeah, I have a boyfriend, by the way. But like she didn't tell, like she told me, I asked her, I'm like, do you have a boyfriend? She said no. So that means she's like lying to me about not having a boyfriend. She has a boyfriend because she liked me, which is a huge fucking. And then I took her off another dude. Insane, dude. These girls. Fucking hoes. You know what I mean? The crazy thing is when you learn this game, bro, like you become unstoppable, because I weigh 121 pounds, right? 6 months ago I was vegan. I was 105 fucking pounds, and I was still killing it. I had a harem of bisexual girls that were here every weekend. I mean, John saw it last night. Girls just show up to my house, and it's Friday night. Chicks just show up to my fucking crib, right? Paul saw it last night. Just girls just show up. Like I hear like the buzzer ring, like hello, and they're like, oh, girls are here. Okay, cool. What's up, right? So I've been coaching dating for 10 years. There's a couple guys here who are gonna do boot camp with me over the next month or 2. And you know, I've coached over 1,100 guys in person. Like I've got it's insane. I'm still so fucking young. Like compared to these guys, I feel like a fucking baby still, but I've just had so much experience with this material. Been over 50 countries, so I've tried this all over the world, 6 continents. So I'm gonna give you guys some framework today on how we can actually just crush it here And using all these strategies together, you guys are gonna be able to maybe not get to this level that quickly, but together, like you bring out, like we go to the club, you take 2 girls out of some fucking dude's booth. You go to the dance floor, you pull a couple chicks. You walk up to a group of 5 girls for some birthday party, and you say, hey, we have a table in VIP, let's pop some bottles. And each one of you guys do that. Next thing you know, we're in VIP, table 202, right? The owners were over there. My buddies in the table next to me are like 6-year-old club promoters, like millionaires. Doing the table across from us wants to be us, and we have 80 to 100 girls in our fucking booth at the end of the night, and like half you guys are getting your dick sucked in the bathroom at the club, right? And that's what's gonna happen tonight. It's crazy, and you're gonna see it. And I mean, I charge guys tens of thousands of dollars to learn how to create a lifestyle like this, create like a system and a process, because it's virtually automated. Like we walked in last night, it's all these girls, and I could see these guys are impressed, but I'm like, the best part is I don't have to do anything. Like this is just like a default. Like I do 0 effort, do like 1 Instagram story a week, right? Send a couple text messages, reply to a couple girls on Instagram, and like it's just like an automated lifestyle and dating life. Like I don't like doing the club. The only reason I go to this point is because they pay me $1,000 a night to show up, right? Or because they'll give me like a free bottle, like a couple bottles of tequila, and fucking everything's taken care of. You know what I mean? And for the Instagram stories, like I literally just stay at home. Like all of January, I pretty much didn't leave the house at all. Like I go to the gym downstairs. Just have girls come to me, Tinder girls come to me, girlfriend comes over, like Instagram girls come over, whatever. Like I didn't leave the house. I was just like at home working, right? Playing video games. And then, okay, cool, it's Friday night, I have to go to work. Go up, like take an Uber to the club at 11:30 and back by 1:30 with chicks, right? So we're gonna jump in, boys. So let's first talk about the mindset, right? Because the mindset has to be abundance, right? Like in my head, I'm not trying to take value from anybody. I'm constantly trying to give value, right? And this is like a core fundamental of inner game, right? Most guys walk around just trying to take value, and it's pathetic. It's just so disappointing. Most girls do this too, right? Like a lot of girls, like, what's crazy? When I moved in this crib, I started getting laid less, right? Because before, I was living in, I started game at fucking super young, right? So like, I moved out of the parents' house at like 21 years old, moved into a 2-bedroom condo sharing with 3 dudes, right? And so like, we're splitting the fucking rent, and I was living in the living room of my old condo. It was a nice place, don't get me wrong. We trashed it, part of the fuck out of the house, right? But I'd bring girls to my spot, and I'm like, I have a bed in the living room, and there's like not much for me to fucking do. It's like, I didn't have much value to offer except dick, right? And so like, I was getting laid like fucking more than when I moved here. Girls immediately didn't want to have sex with me. They're like, oh shit, you got money. Like, I want to like be my sugar daddy, you know what I mean? So the thing is, like, a lot of girls are like this too, but you guys are, like, whenever someone's fucking up, I look at like, where am I doing that? Am I being value each? Am I doing something that's like lower value, taking value? Because most people are not coming from the abundance mentality, right? Most people are not coming from like, how can I create value for others? Like, I don't get paid to do this. There's 0 benefit for me, like on the most logical level for me to do this, right? Like I went to bed at 11 a.m. this morning, right? Because we were after partying. I was DMing chicks for the club. I was FaceTiming one of my girls. I was like, fuck, my assistant Gabby like ran off crying last night, so she couldn't clean the fucking house. So I was like, well, fuck, I have to fucking, get this place set up or whatever, right? And I'm a workaholic, so I just like to work and stuff. So I'm like, shit, well, fuck it. I'm always just trying to create value, for no reason other than just like it makes me feel good, Maybe it's like selfish. Maybe that's like my version of taking value is like making other people feel good, right? But it's like the fundamental place it's coming from is like, I don't imagine like this water bottle being like completely full. Like I can't possibly take, in any more water because it's fucking full. That's how I feel inside, right? And so like, when you get yourself to that place through doing trauma release, inner work, trauma release, meditation, doing mushrooms, like feeling full, right? What is gonna automatically happen is, by default, you can't take value. Like it's just impossible, right? Does it make sense? It's why like wealthy people instinctually feel like I should give back to the poor. I should like donate to charity. I should, and by the way, if you guys don't realize, like a lot of people think like, you guys, anyone who use Reddit? Raise your hand if you ever use Reddit. I always see like, it's super like liberal. I used to be like super fucking liberal, and then I like grew up and I'm like, oh shit, this is like really delusional, right? Because like everyone just complains about rich people on Reddit. And they're like, I'm poor and rich people are bad people and stuff. Like, I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing for society? If you're broke, you have 0 value to offer society, and the marketplace shows you that. That's why you're broke, right? If you have no money, it's because you're not offering any value through the skills you have to offer the world, right? And so of course, like these people are thinking, oh, like eat the rich, fuck billionaires. It's like, dude, the people who are like making the most money in society are fucking offering so much value. You know what I mean? And so I just used what I learned in game, like immediately, dude, when I want to start making money, like to me, it was always like, I'm going to focus on game first, Then I'm gonna start focusing on money. Because in my head, like, game was the hardest thing you could ever fucking learn. You gotta unwire all this bullshit, unwire all this trauma, past experiences, cultural beliefs, all this shit. Like, I grew up Indian, dude. My family was Catholic. Like, it was fucking hard to unwire all that, like, fucking stuff, right? And then I got my game handled. I'm like 22 years old. I'm like, cool. I fucked 100 girls, right? But then, like, I had a hot girlfriend. She was like pretty much 10. She was bisexual. We traveled around the world, pulling threesomes together, right? But then the issue was, like, I like ran out of money. I had to move back with my parents, right? And so I was like, okay, well, I gotta figure out the money. So like, then I just like started the business. I'm like, oh cool, I made 30 grand in my first month, right? And like, I immediately had the ability to make insane amounts of money at a very, very young age because I just understood the concepts of like making sure my clients are getting like 10 times the value they pay me. You know what I mean? Like if I remember like my first coaching programs, dude, like I would charge clients like, I don't know, like a couple grand, which is like insane to me. Cause like my minimum client now, I'll charge them like minimum 10K US, right? So it's like in my head, it didn't make any fucking sense. Sorry, looking back, it doesn't make any sense for me charge what I was charging. But like, I need to do that because I want to pay, obviously because I want to pay the bills. But that, like the main thing was like, I want to make sure the clients are getting 10 times value. And I was thinking, okay, if you're getting like 20 grand of value, you know, I'm gonna charge you 2 grand. Now I make sure all my clients are getting hundreds of thousands of dollars of value, right? So I'll charge them like fucking 10 grand, 50 grand or whatever. I hope this makes sense. So that's the mindset is like pure abundance. Like I don't need to be up till fucking 11 in the morning DMing chicks on Instagram and Snapchat, making sure that the booth is loaded up tonight with hot girls so you guys might have a chance of getting fucking laid, right? Like, because I don't need to do that. Like, I had a threesome this week with my assistant Gabby and some random so my buddy Matt shows up with a chick this week. My buddy Matt Levine, one of my best friends in the whole world. I met him on a pickup forum in 2013. We've been best friends since, right? And I mean, we travel the world together, we do business together. You know, I help him make a lot of money. Like I just send him $4,000 the other day. Or like sometimes he like runs out of money, blows the money on like dumb shit. And he's like, yo, I need money. I'm like, here's a couple grand, whatever, dude. Like, right? And like, I'm just like, help me with some like social media shit and whatever, what we'll call it even, right? But so like, we just offer so much fucking value to each other. Like this is a true story. Like I literally just give him money, right? And, or like, I was going to Europe, I was in Europe and I was homesick. And I realized I wasn't homesick, I just missed having like my wing or like a close friend. So I just flew him in. I'm like, yo, cause I have his passport on my phone. I just booked him a ticket and I'm like, yo, what do you need this week? He's like I'm working, like I'm shooting at the clubs cause he takes pictures of the clubs and stuff. I'm like, I just booked you a flight to Europe. And he's like, what the fuck? So he flies into Europe and we just pimp it for a week in Europe, right? And like, imagine that kind of friendship, like how I feel about him and how much value I'm just trying to offer him because I'm so much abundance and he just offers me so much value. Right, like how it should feel with all your friends or all your relationships or all your girlfriends is like you get so much value from this person that you just want to give them nothing but value back. John, I was so nice to you this week. I was so accommodating to you this week. Why do I feel that way? It's because I feel honored to be his friend and I feel like he gives me so much value just through like being friends with me. So I just want to make sure, you know, him and Paul have an amazing fucking time in Toronto and had like the best experience possible, right? So I try to do everything in my power to fucking make sure they have a great time, right? That's how it should be with all your friends. So Matt shows up the other day with a hot girl, and I'm like, dude, she's super cute. And he's like, go for it. Like he showed up with a model. This girl's a signed model, right? She lives in Italy. I'm talking about justice, right? And I'm like me saying like she's cute is like my way of being like, can I go for it? And he's like, yeah, go for it. She's not really my type because she's a little bit crazy, and I like crazy psycho bitches. And so like by the end of the night, me and Gabby, my assistant, I'm in a threesome with this girl, and you know, fucking girl in the bathroom last night and like my main chick's coming over tonight and whatever. Like, so the whole point is like, I don't need to stay up till 11 in the morning DMing girls and saying this shit up, but it's the abundance mindset. And when you can get in that abundance mindset, it's just like, it's crazy because it's like, you are just giving so much value to the world, but it doesn't feel difficult to do so. Does that make sense? It feels, in fact, it would feel painful not to do so. Like if I just sit around doing nothing, I get like depressed as fuck. I took 7 weeks off of doing anything back in November, and all I did was fuck chicks, play Fortnite, go to the club, and like I just felt so, like I literally felt so depressed because like I was like, I want to change people's lives. I want it to do more, right? I want to have like a deeper purpose. This is why I do coaching, right? It's like my version of therapy on myself because I know I have so much value to give to the world and I just want to give that, right? And all of you guys have unique individual value to give to the world. You guys got to realize that. All of you guys have that, right? Michael's been working with me for a couple months. I've seen this dude change so fucking quickly. And like, he just showed up like, being like, I'm dumb, I don't know what's going on. I'm like, dude, you're great at this. I remember the first night working with him, I looked at my partner and my nightlife partner and I'm like, dude, this guy is going places, man. And so the second thing is being confident in who you are. Because a lot of guys walk around, they're just like, now you don't want to have arrogance, you don't want to have like cockiness. Like I probably come off extremely arrogant, but the truth is it's like when you've had like, you know, 50 million views on social media by 20 years old, or like you're making more money than your parents by 22, or you slept with more women than 99% of the planet will ever experience by 22. It's like it's hard to not feel arrogant to a certain degree, but that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like core confidence, believing in who you are, where you come from, your family values, the upbringing you've had, the experiences you've had that led you here to this place today, right? You need to be confident in who you are, right? It's so fucking key, right? And I mean, look, dude, the word confidence is so important. I literally tattooed it on my fucking arm, okay? It is so important that you guys learn this and become that guy, because if you walk around being not confident, girls just look at you and they can smell the weakness off of you. Women can smell weakness off of your character, right? So, is there anyone in this room who hasn't gone laid more than a year? Raise your hand. No embarrassment. Anyone who hasn't gone laid more than 6 months? Okay. Anyone who hasn't gone laid more than 3 months? Raise your hand if you haven't gone laid in the last 3 months. Okay. So it's like probably like half the guys here, right? So like the issue that is like really it's summarized like 2 issues. Like you're not being confident enough, and you're not approaching enough girls, right? And it's that fucking simple. Now, when you have all these going down, everything you do automatically is gonna be win-win. Like think about this, right? If you just walk around purely not trying to take, imagine this, you're like a multi-millionaire, walk around just giving $100 to you, $100 to you, $100 to you. I'm giving him $100. He's like, I don't want your money, peasant. Like, would I feel bad? I'm like, oh, well, cool. I still have fucking $100, right? You know what I mean? Because I mean, that is literally my life now. It's like, okay, cool. I gotta pay Gabby. Here's $100. Pay my fucking housekeeper. I have another like assistant in a month. Here's $100, right? And like, oh shit, I don't have to pay. Okay, cool. That's a relief. That's $100 I can use to, create a win-win dynamic with someone else I do business with, or someone else who like helps clean my house or do something of value, right? So you're not gonna feel bad about that when you're just purely offering value. So like last night, I mean, last night there's a girl at my table and I try like talking to her and she brushes me off, even though it's my fucking booth. Do I need to be like, fuck you, bitch, it's my table, get the fuck on my table? Right? And like, because John tried talking to her too, and I just look at John, I'm like, this girl's weird. like in my head, I'm just like, she's weird, weirdo, right? I don't remember that tall girl was like dancing, and then those Indian guys started hitting on her? Yeah, I'm like, this girl's weird as fuck, dude. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, because in my head, I'm like, oh, cool. I'm like, glad you're weird, because now I know, and I don't have to like fucking engage with you, So it's like, it's creating win-win social dynamics where everything, like, you gotta look at your relationships, and it has to be like win-win. Like, but like, you don't gotta be thinking, am I winning? Am I getting value from you? Like, is this person giving me enough value? Like, I don't think like that, you know what I mean? But like, it is an intuitive experience when you're at high level, right? Like, you can tell when people are just trying to like, extract value, or like, because then it becomes like them bringing their weird inner game issues and their own trauma in your life, and you're like, yo, what the fuck? What is this? Like, I had an issue like that last night. This like weird fucking kid. He's like 9-year-old kid who I thought was really cool. Like, I actually thought he was really cool. I met him through some of my girlfriends. I met him through this chick I was banging, but she's like a really trashy chick, so I should have known. And like, I'm inviting this kid to my house. Like, there's no benefit of me doing this. I just thought like this kid's a young hustler, and I want to like fucking guide him in the right direction. He seems like a cool dude. Doesn't seem like he's trying to take any value from me. And then he walks over to my assistant Gabby, and he says some weird shit. He's like, "Don't tell Justin," but Justin told me that you're his slave and does anything you want. And I was like, I've never said that. I think I mentioned him, like, yeah, I mean, Gabby had a threesome, whatever, right? But like, I'm like, so like, this dude, obviously, like, so like, I call him, like, why the fuck would you say that? And he starts like freaking out. He's like screaming on the phone. I record the conversation. I'm like, dude, this guy's crazy. I only met him in like last month, right? And I'm like, this guy's like a fucking loose cannon, so I'm obviously never hanging out with him again. But the whole point was like, he's like venting me. He's like, man, I grew up in the hood. I grew up in like, bro, the place I come from, man, is like not good. Like, it's miscommunication. And I'm like, cool, bro. Like, look, man, so whatever. Water in the bridge. No, we're friends. You're good. But in my head, I'm like, never hang out with this kid again. Because like, he's bringing self-sabotage energy in my circle and like fucking with my shit, right? So like, it's odd. Like, when you're not coming from a place of win-win or abundance, right, or offering value to others purely, automatically, what are you doing? Automatically, you're gonna be taking value without fucking realizing it. So you can't be in circles like this. I keep my circles so tight. Michael, how many guys do you see at me in my home or around our parties?
Like less than 10.
Yeah, you've seen like less than 10 of the same guys working with me for like 2, 3 months, 4 months. You know what I mean? And like I'm like slow to hire, fast to fire. You know what I mean? Like, one mistake, you're gone, you're blacklisted, goodbye forever, right? And like, but like, how many girls have you seen?
Oh,
like,
much more.
like no, but like in the last 2 to 3 months. Like, how many girls do you think you've met from like coming out parties with us? Like thousands?
Yeah, like 500 to like.
I don't fucking know, dude. It's crazy, right? So it's like, if you look at the ratio, like of each night, it's like 10 to 1. But if you look at like of girls to guys, and this is a really key fundamental we're gonna come back to later. But if you look at you know, the amount of girls I know compared to the amount of guys I know. Like, I really don't have guy friends. It's like something that really bothers. Like, why do you think I want to be friends with Paul and John so bad? Because I only know like 19-year-old to 22-year-old like white girls, right? I don't really have guy friends. Like, the only guy friends I have are like influencer millionaires who live in other countries, where I like travel with, like David Bond, Adrian. I don't know if anyone here knows Adrian G, big YouTuber. If anyone knows Luis Picardo, To Catch a Cheater, big YouTuber. I don't know, fucking David Bond, like a few other dating coaches. It's like pretty much my only friends. Then I have like my buddy Matt in Toronto, because like all my other friends end up like my roommate Alfredo, best friend for 10 years, but he's moving out in like a couple weeks, right? And like so I have like a handful of like really close friends I've been friends with like for like 5 to 10 years, and besides that, I don't really have friends. You know what I mean? I'm like friends with my staff. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty much it. So like it's really hard for me to make like high quality friends because there's so few high quality men. So why do you think I'm motivated to do this? Why do you think I'm so motivated to be a coach? Because I like teach guys how to be on my level so we can be friends, you know, and do business together and stuff like that, right? So that's really important. So you got to level up and become a high value guy so you can be friends with John, so you can be friends with me, so we can create like a community, right? And then automatically everything you do comes from giving value and playing to win, right? You don't want to be playing to not lose, right? Because then you're just a value extractor. You're like one of these fucking dumb like white girls, you know, come in your booth asking for bottles and shots and shit and like fucking, you know, asking you to buy. Like you don't want to be that guy. You want to be the guy just purely offering value, right? Because when I see guys, dude, I'll be in the booth every fucking Friday. I get recognized a lot in Toronto. A lot of people know me. I get like 500,000 views a month on YouTube. And every Friday night, some dude will come up to me like, hey man, I like your videos. I'm like, hey, cool, thanks bro. And they're like, we can do business together. And I'm like, I look around, like, look at all the girls. I'm like, really? Like, is now the time to come fucking approach me and try to become friends with me so you can try to like manipulate my table? Fuck off. Or like, even worse is like when random dudes I've never met before, right? Who don't know me, see me with all the girls in the fucking booth, and they walk in. The other night, it was Wednesday night, John didn't come out with me this night, but I'm at the owner's table at Mr. Wolf. This dude just walks in, sees like the girls twerking in front of me and stuff, and he just like walks in, sits on the table, and just like, yeah, and just like sits down. And he's like, and I'm like, I look at him, I'm like, do you know anyone here? And he's like, no. And I'm like, get the fuck up the table, bro. Like, what are you doing, right? You don't want to be that guy, because there's nothing more lower value than just like being that fucking cringy fucking dude, you know? Your mindset at nightclubs, social environments, parties, social events, when you want to be the player, when you want to have that lifestyle, is like, how can I create value? Like, I don't even hit on girls. I approach girls and I act gay. I walk up to girls, I'm like, excuse me, hi. Sorry, I love your outfit. I had to say hi to you. I'm Justin, nice to meet you, right? And I'm like, I hope I'm not interrupting you. What are you guys celebrating? Like, how do you guys know each other? Oh, cool. Just so you know, I'm a promoter here. I have a table upstairs in VIP. You guys should come. You're welcome to join, right? You're gonna meet all my girlfriends. They're all super cool. Come on, let's go. I don't hit on them. Just like super friendly banter, you know, like diplomatic, gentlemanly, you know, introduction. And like, understand this, right? Like, I restarted my nightlife business in the last year. Like, it's not the fact that I'm a club promoter that gets me the girls. The reason I get the club access and deals is because I have the girls, right? I'm like irreplaceable at the clubs. Like, I make nightclubs. If I sell like 20, 30, 40 grand in liquor, on my best months at 50 grand a month in liquor at clubs, like they're making bank off me, dude. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, and the reason I'm able to sell that booze is because like I have so many girls coming, you know? So it's like nightclubs, the blood of the business is like hot chicks showing up, right? And like I'm that guy. Like most of the girls I'm not banging because it's impossible for me to do that. You know what I mean? But I'm banging the hottest girls and the ones I like consistently. Like any girl I want, I go for and I get her, right? Because when you're in so much abundance, it's like think about this, right? Imagine like I offer, like same as John. Like if John wants to make money, it's so easy for him to make money. Why? Because he has 100,000 fucking followers on YouTube, right? And he got 20 million views plus on social media in the last month, right? And he's not really monetizing that. And he's just offering all his value. Then if he says, hey, I have this like course I want to sell, or whatever, which offers probably 10x the value that he's charging, right? Because like for example, Masculine Empowerment Network, he charged like $800 for that, but it's like so. I looked inside, I'm like, this is so much value. This is insane, right? Like this is it's a mind fuck. Like how much value is inside? It's like fucking. Was that like 40 or 20 webinars or something like that?
If they buy at the beginning of the year, they get 80 for the whole year.
That's like insane.
Yeah.
For $800, dude. That's like retarded. Like that doesn't even make sense.
$10
like that's it. That's like ridiculous. Because I know the webinar I did alone, I was like, this is worth thousands of dollars, right? So, because I did a 4-hour kick-ass webinar and the energy was just so great. Everyone's super engaged, right? And everyone had a lot of fun, right? And so it's like I got private messages being like, "Whoa, this is very valuable," right? And so like, I imagine everyone on the coaching there is like me, right? And so the whole point is like, if John wants to make money, he can just kind of snap his fingers and make money, right? And so the whole point is like, when you're in that abundance with girls and you're meeting all these girls from purely offering value with these mindsets, you know, You're laughing because when you want to get the girl, you can. So we'll talk about cold approach, right? You want to master yourself by mastering pickup and cold approach, right? Because, you know, the best way to master yourself is master your soul skills. It's the hardest skill you can ever learn to master. The best way to do that is a 30-day challenge. It's as simple as going out every day for 30 days, not missing a day, right? If you want to get good at the gym, do you work out once a week or do you work out every day, right? Or like eat healthy food or strict diet or whatever, the fitness goal, every day for 30 days, right? And you're gonna be looking great in 30 days. If you wanna make lots of money, you know, fucking do like sales calls or sales meetings or whatever the fuck you guys do for work every day for 30 days, and you're gonna make a ton of money, right? That's why we work 9 to 5, you know, 20 days a month, right? 5 days a week. We don't work like once a week, right? Because like everyone wants to make money, you gotta pay the bills, right? So the same way, if you wanna get laid consistently, you should go out every single day to talk to girls, whether it's the mall, whether it's night game, night clubs, whether it's like Tinder doesn't count. Like go out, be social so you can practice your social skills and produce results. Find a wingman. This is so important. This is one of the hardest things it is to do, to find a wingman. Like I had met hundreds of guys over the last 10 years and I still have like the same wingman from 2013, right? And then I like Michael fucking wing me sometimes, but like it's really, finding a good wingman is so fucking hard, guys. So hard. So like you were very lucky to be in a room like this where you guys, you know, most of you guys are from Toronto, some of you guys flew in obviously, right? And so you guys can like network with each other and find wingmen to go out with and practice these skills with, because that is so fucking key, boys. Like it is so key. If you don't have a wingman, like the reason I got into coaching was because I didn't have any wingmen and I didn't have any friends. So I was like, I'm gonna coach guys for free for a year. That's what I would do, right? And that way I had guys to go out and pull girls with, right? And that's why I got good, because this is not a solo journey. It is a solo journey, but it's not something you can learn on your own. I'm telling you, if you guys want to master any skill, you don't learn on your own, right? You learn from mentors and you learn from having peers, right? To learn with you, right? That's why you go to college and you have people in your class and you have a fucking mentor teaching you, a professor teaching you. So you got to find a wingman. And the best way to do that is day game or night game. 3 nights a week day game, 3 nights a week night game. So like, I mean, back in October, dude, I'm 10 years in the game, slept with hundreds of girls and I had 3 girlfriends. And I got back to Toronto in October. From October to like December, I went out every single fucking day to do day game at Toronto's Eden Center. And I was meeting models, dude. My buddy Matt, his girlfriend right now, his like main chick, is in Milan, or like, I think she's in Milan or Paris, or I don't fucking know, somewhere in Europe, modeling. She's fucking modeling for like Armani and shit, dude. He met her at the fucking mall at the Eden Center, right? And every girl he meets is you've seen the girls Matt gets? I've never seen anyone get hard girls. He gets harder girls than me, my wingman, because he's a model photographer. He just attracts models, right? I attract dumb college girls who want to suck my dick in the club bathroom, right? Just the girls, like the girl I banged last night was like a 9-year-old college girl, and like we're fucking in the bathroom, right? And then she's like, don't tell your girlfriend, because she knows my girlfriend, right? And so like, day game, night game, it's so fucking key. And you can play some social games with your wingman, just point and shoot, where it's like, if you tell your wingman, go talk to that girl, and he doesn't do it, he has push-ups. And if you tell your wingman, go talk to that girl, and he doesn't do it, you do push-ups, right? And that's really important. Or if you are up by yourself and you do a 30-second game, set a timer on your phone, 30, 29, 28, 27. If it hits 0, you gotta drop and do push-ups. And I don't know about you guys, but downtown Toronto is disgusting. I wouldn't want to drop on the floor and do push-ups, right? And embarrass yourself in public. Just do the approach, right? And that gets you over approach anxiety and social anxiety very, very fucking quickly. Now, we'll talk about retention. Retention is, you know, leading the conversation and finding common ground, because as a man, you gotta be a leader. And when you lead the conversation, you're demonstrating super high value. You're just demonstrating, I'm not a bitch, I'm a man. I can logically and intellectually lead this conversation, right? And that's super, super fucking important. The best way to do that is finding common ground. So you'll see me when I talk to girls, I'll like quickly just like shoot up a different conversation topics till I find something that like kind of hooks. I'm like, do you drink? Do you party? Like, what's your ethnicity? Like whatever I can to find like relatability, so they feel like, oh wow, this guy understands me. And then act like a perfect gentleman. And then immediately I try to demonstrate like, I'm not an average fucking dude. Right? The same way I wear like designer clothing or have tattoos and shit. It's like I want the girls to know I'm not like Rajampreet Singh from Bangalore, India. Like, because you guys see the club tonight, it's just like dudes in turbans like roping chicks and shit. I want to be like, no, I'm this like elegant, intellectual man. I'm not this like average fucking dude, right? And I'm like a high status dude, so this is really important. And communicate effectively. Notice the way I speak is extremely articulate. When I speak to you guys, I don't really use much slang. When I talk to girls, when I talk to 19-year-old girls, I'm like using all this like new slang that I didn't know existed a year ago. You know what I mean? Because I learned the slang from the girls and I use it to pick up other chicks. I was seeing a French chick for a couple months. I'm learning French and I'm using the French stuff I learned from her to talk to other French girls, right? The same way, you know, you got to communicate effectively, which doesn't necessarily mean speaking the way I speak right now. Because if you speak very articulate to a 19-year-old college girl, she's gonna be like, this guy's an old man, he's creepy and weird, right? But if I'm like, hey yo fam, wagwan, right? I'm joking. That was a joke. But like, you know what I'm saying, right? Like if I'm talking to a girl and I'm just like, babe, you're so cute, I like you. I'm trying to think like, one thing I started saying a lot recently is like, oh sweetie, sweetheart. I'll call girls like muffin and shit like that, like just like super like, oh you're so cute, I love you, like that kind of vibe, right? So you got to communicate in the way the girl would want you to communicate with her specifically, not the way you want to communicate, okay? And that's through facial expressions, body language, and voice. Is everyone here in the Masculine Empowerment Network? Raise your hand if you are, or if you're not. Okay, so like half you guys are.
You've gone around through the Masculine Empowerment Network.
So like I did a webinar and we broke this down in extreme detail. I don't really teach, like I don't really have YouTube videos about this, but the main thing is making sure you always smile. Very key. When you walk, I want everyone to practice smile right now. Big smile. Giant fucking smile. Giant smile. Big smile. Everyone smiling? Everyone smiling? Cool. Yo, like, dude, it should be like a fake, like cheeky grin, like, and then body language. Chest out, shoulders roll back, deep breath, and he's like, hi. Hi. Dude, copy me. Hi. Hi. Right? It's that simple. But most guys are walking up to girls and like, oh hey, what's up? Hey, I like you know what I mean? And you're getting blown out, and then you're wondering why like you approach 10 girls and 9.5 of them tell you fuck off, right? But then like you just walk up and you don't hit on them, and you're just like, oh hi, nice to meet you. I like your outfit. And you're like super friendly and like banter, and then now she's she's talked to you for like 5-10 minutes. You're just chatting the shit, and you haven't hit on her once, and you're just purely offering value, not trying to take anything. And then you're like, you know what? I do actually like you. But I hope I'm not making you uncomfortable. Using a statement of empathy, and then she's like, this guy is so different than all these other fucking creepy dudes at the club. You guys are gonna see how creepy the motherfuckers at the club are tonight? Jesus fuck, they're so creepy, you know? Like I would love to have had you guys last night, but like clubs don't pay me to bring dudes, they pay me to bring girls, right? Rebel lets in like 100 Indian dudes with turbans, they just run around groping chicks on the dance floor. That's why I refuse to be like, I don't go there unless I have a table in VIP, because I need to protect my chicks, for real. Like, being a man is being able to take care of the people around you, right? And I need, like, but this isn't like a simp thing on you to protect my girls or whatever. It's like, I genuinely need to protect the women I bring out from these predatory men who are gonna like try to fucking grope them, right? And so like the best way to do that is like VIP areas and stuff, right? And then you want to value offer, right? So this is like, a lot of times, dude, I want to hit on the girls. I'll just like show them a great night. Everything taken care of, ball service, whatever. Oh, it's your birthday party? Come to my booth, table, drinks, everything on me, right? The only reason I have access to this shit is because the girls are on my table anyway. If I don't have girls coming, I wouldn't have access to this shit, right? And so then I'll get their Instagrams or whatever, and then, offer them value. I'm like, hey, like, I like meeting you. Like, let's, grab drinks sometime. Come to the penthouse, I have a bar in my house, we'll grab drinks. And I don't really do that as much anymore because I just don't have the time to hang with girls one-on-one, right? Unless I really want to get laid. Or the best thing I like to do is an event or experience. So like, hey, like I'm going bowling, you want to come? Hey, like for example, a girl I was dating from June until last week or so, Sophia, she's like my long-term chick I was kind of dating for a bit, but I broke up with her. Like my first date with her was like, hey, like I got all this stuff going on today, but you're welcome to join. Like I have to go to this buddy's birthday party, then I gotta get dinner so we can go out to dinner, and then I'm going to this club to host, like you're welcome to tag along, right? And so she came over, we fucked, had a couple drinks, took her to the birthday party, dinner, and then like the fucking club, right? It's like, great. So she's like my date that night, right? And so pretty much what you're doing here, if you look at the philosophy through everything I'm teaching you, is you're standing out from every other guy. Like you're standing out, if you just follow what I'm teaching you guys here, you're standing out from like 99% of the guys, right? And then you're not really hitting on them. All you gotta do is kind of effectively screen the logistics, figure out, is the girl available? Like last night, girl's in my bed, I'm cuddling her, my hand's on her ass, and I'm touching her pussy, and then she opens her phone screen, and it's her boyfriend holding her puppy. And I'm like, I genuinely feel bad, and I'm like, I'm like, sweetheart, I wish you told me you had a boyfriend at the beginning of the night. And she was like kind of offended, and she's like, why? It's like, you don't like me? It's like, no, the issue is like, I do like you, and I feel bad for your boyfriend because you're such a nice girl, but like, I don't want to say like, you're a hoe, you know what I mean? but like, I feel bad for a fucking boyfriend, dude. So you gotta make sure you like find the girls who are available. I always ask, do you have a boyfriend, by the way? Like, not that I'm hitting you, but do you have a boyfriend? Like, I'm not asking, hey girl, are you single? But I'm like, you have a boyfriend, don't you? Or like, some of what I'll do is I'll be like, what's your boyfriend's name? Or where's your boyfriend live? Like, and they're like, I don't have a boyfriend. Like, oh, okay, cool, me neither, right? And so you want to bring her in your soul circle. What's the best way to bring a girl in your soul circle? Anyone have an idea? Social media. Social media, okay? Does everyone here have Instagram? Raise your hand if you have Instagram. Okay, raise your hand if you don't have Instagram. Okay, well that is a problem, okay? Because you can't be the guy who's like, I want to get laid, I want to have a high value lifestyle, and decide I don't want to, but I'm not a social media guy. I'm not a social media guy. Now, who here has a good Instagram? Raise your hand if you have a really good Instagram. It's like, I have a really good Instagram. Is everyone here following me on Instagram? Okay, everyone go add me on Instagram right now. If you do, this allows you access to my social circle, obviously, because if you think about what Instagram is, it's like the new version of Facebook. It's like you're joining people's social circles, right? I'm gonna show you guys my Instagram real quick. Instagram, really all it is a tool to create social circles with other people, right? And if you look at my Instagram, dude, I have like 4,000 fucking girls on Instagram. Like, the only people I fucking know are girls, right? I don't really know guys. And if you look at my Instagram, like what's the first thing a girl's gonna see when she looks at my, we can't see the screen. Weird. Hold on, give me a sec. So take a look, what's the first, everyone take out your phone right now. Go follow me on Instagram right now. Because my Instagram's private, so you guys won't be able to, because later on, you guys can reverse engineer this process. You guys can go follow me on Instagram right now, and you can stalk my stories, because I teach this in like a 4-5 hour seminar on my boot camps, on my coaching programs, and how to help guys like recreate their Instagrams and become like a kind of like social media aesthetic, of an, like kind of look like an influencer, even if you're not, right? So that way you just get laid like a goddamn rock star. But like a girl's gonna go to this, and like I created this Instagram like 2.5 years ago, right? Because I got banned off my first Instagram. And I was like, let's just recreate it better, right? And it's like you see this shit, and it's like, god damn, like you click on any fucking video here, and it's just like hot girls, parties, events, like cool shit, you know what I mean? And so it's like any girl, like everyone take your phone right now, follow me on Instagram. This allows you, because well, we need this so I can get you guys in the club tonight, so you guys can DM me. And my Instagram is drunkjustin2. Do it right now. Everyone take your phone, do it right now. If you're not already following me on Instagram, do it right now. If you don't have an Instagram, create an Instagram right now. Do it real quick. This is very, 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 very important, because this is gonna lead us to the next step, because this is really key, right? If you don't have an Instagram, you can't get laid. I'll give you guys like 30 seconds to take your phone, follow me on Instagram if you're not already. And then, by the way, like I'm not just trying to get more Instagram followers. Like I have 40,000 people following me on fucking Instagram. My Instagram's seen by like tens of thousands. Like I'll post like one fucking like reel or whatever, like of me like partying in a club, or like me like with a chick. Like if I took a video, me making on the girl and post it on Instagram reels, it'll probably get like 20,000 views. So I don't like, it's not that I need more Instagram followers. I'm just like, this is for you, not for me, right? This is for you, so you can reverse engineer what I'm doing. Because what I did is I fucking like moved to LA and hung out like influencers and YouTubers and like people like with billions of views on social media, like not millions, with a B, billions of views on social media. And that way, you know, I saw what they're doing. I'm like, how can I use this to get laid? You know what I mean? Like they're using it as a career. I'm like, how can I learn what they're doing and implement it to my sex life so I can fuck hotter girls, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm like a 5'4" Indian. I want to break the stereotype and, you know, create insane fucking results, right? So now the reason I say Instagram is so fucking important, right, is because it allows you to, you know, move from day one to day two, right? You meet it, because like if you get a girl's phone number, no offense, you're a fucking loser. You're either a boomer or socially competent, okay? Because she is not gonna remember you. If she's like drinking on a Friday night, you're like, yeah, grab my number. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, fucking idiot, right? How about this? I want to show you guys some crazy shit. I don't know if you guys are even ready for this. Oh my God. I'll take the girl's phone. I don't give my phone to the girls, okay? Because my phone's always gone off. I don't want them to go through my shit. I don't want them like touching my shit. Dude, I very like, you see me do this all the time, right? I walk around like, hey, what's up? I thought you're so cool. Do you party a lot? I'm a promoter here. Like, you should come hang out with me anytime you want. You and your girl's always welcome. It's so nice to meet me. I'm Justin, right? Do you have Instagram? Like, yeah, cool. And then like, so they're waiting for me to take out my phone, and I just stare at them in the eyes. Do you have Instagram? Like, yeah. They expect me to take out the phone, and I just like stare and I pause, and they're like, oh shit. So they start like looking for the phone. They take out their phone. I'm like, I just take their phone, and I'll take their phone. I'll just take the phone, and I'll just swipe up, and I'll do this. Boom. I'm like, cool. Then I go on their Instagram. I follow myself, and I click story notifications. I click turn on. Do you guys know how to do that? Does everyone understand what I'm doing? Do you guys know what I'm talking about on Instagram? Like it's very. Here, I'll put this back on TV real quick. Like I'm gonna show you exactly what I do. Okay. I'm gonna show you exactly what I do. Check this out. So Jamie, I'm like looking for a girl. Okay, so this is actually one of the girls I'm dating. So like I'll go to her Instagram, and I'll click the bell notification, and boom, I'll click stories, right? Every time I post an Instagram story on the streets, or like I'm walking on the street, and I'm like, yo girls, what's up? It's Justin. We're doing a party tonight at this club. There's like 2,000 white girls on the streets of Toronto that will get a push notification on their home screen, like on their home screen, be like, Drunk Justin 2 has uploaded an Instagram story. And I'll show up like first, like up like here. Like I'll show up like here at the very beginning, right? Like here, right? I'll show up right there, and it'll be my fucking story first for like the rest of their fucking Instagram, like until they like block me, right? I show up first on their fucking Instagram, okay? Always, and every time I upload a story, sometimes girls call me out on it, like I'll see them at the club, they're like, you took my phone and turned on your story notifications. And I'll be like, no, you know what, I don't do the no I didn't. I'm like, yes I did, baby. You know what I mean? I'm like, who else are you gonna follow? All these fucking losers? What the fuck? You know what I mean? And my stories are always engaging, entertaining, cool as fuck, and it's always like offering value. It's never taking value. So like they're not even mad. Sometimes, and this pretty much happens every night at this point, I take girls' phones, and I'm like, thanks, baby, let's trade Instagrams, cool. Boom, swipe up. I go to add myself on Instagram. Oh shit, I already added myself on Instagram like 6 months ago. Oh shit, I already turned on story notifications. This bitch has been getting my push notifications to her home screen for the last like 8 months. I don't remember meeting this girl. This happens every night out. I meet girls, I'm like, hi, I'm Justin, so nice to meet you. And like, they don't remember meeting me or whatever. Or like, you look familiar, I think we met before. I'm like, oh yeah, we totally met at some, I remember meeting you too. I don't, I never do. Because I meet so many, each night out, I meet fucking like 40, 50 fucking girls, minimum. Like that's a slow night. Because on average, during the summer, we bring out 200, 300 girls a weekend. During winter, we're bringing out like 150, you know what I mean? So it's like, there's too many girls to remember, and like that's consistently every single weekend, right? So it's like at the peak times, over 1,000 girls a month. I cannot remember all these fucking people, right? So that's super, Instagram, so key. If you don't have Instagram, you're a bitch. Now, that's really important that you do that because now you can demonstrate your high value lifestyle. Apologies. Give me a sec. It's super, super, super key that we do this so you can actually demonstrate that you are that guy. You can actually demonstrate I am a high value man, right? Because again, stalk my Instagram. It's like the first thing you see, boom, YouTube plaque. I'm a big YouTuber, baby, let's go, right? The first thing you'll see is me with hot fucking chicks. The first thing you'll see is, just like high stat, like YouTube plaques, my first fucking post. Then you see me with Luis Picardo, big YouTuber, with like fucking 20 bitches around us. The next thing you see is like me looking really cool, clean cut. Next thing you see is a video. Next thing you see is like a little podcast clip. So it's always like high value content that's offering value to men and women, right? It's like very like, look, this is me. I'm a high value guy, right? And then I'm like inviting you to cool stuff. I'm doing cool stuff. It doesn't have to be parties, guys. It could be anything. You could be doing photo shoots. You could be doing fucking like, I don't know, I'm trying to think like random hobbies. Does anyone here have hobbies? Raise your, what kind of hobbies do you guys have? Shout it out. Random hobbies, what is it?
Make alcohol. Like a distillery.
What? Say again?
I have a distillery.
Okay, cool. It's like making alcohol, right? Or like, it could be like martial arts, or it could be like fucking some sort of sport or something, right? So girls DM me like, oh my God, that gym looks so, because sometimes I post my gym, and the amount of, it's crazy how many girls actually DM me like, oh my God, I want to come to the gym with you. Because I work at a sick gym called Altea. It's in Liberty Village. It's like $200 a month, so it's like more on the expensive end. But like every guy who goes there's like a millionaire, and it's like a fucking spot. It's like a members club. It's so bougie, it's so fucking sick, and I can bring guests. So like I can bring girls there as a fucking date, right? So like it's I just do the parties and stuff because it's like convenient for me and because I like to do it. But it's like it could be anything, dude. It could be like my roommate has an airplane. If I like a girl, I can take him flying. Because my roommate's like a fucking aviation nerd. He loves to go like to aviation meetups. So like if I really like a girl, because I don't like flying, it's just boring for me. I'm like, whatever, I don't care. I've like been on like 400 airplanes, not a big deal. So like, but the girls who I really like I'll impress them and I'll fucking like take them to like flight around the CN Tower and shit. Or like, you know what I mean? So it's like, there's a million ways you can like show girls an amazing fucking time, right? And you can do it unique to whatever lifestyle you have. Whatever lifestyle you have, you can do it, you know, and you create your own lifestyle based on what your hobbies are, your interests, your likes, your dislikes, whatever. Because like a lot of guys don't like clubs, right? I genuinely like clubs. I don't drink. I'm 5 years sober. I don't drink alcohol at all. Right? I don't really do drugs. But I'll do like a little bit of mushrooms here and there, you know, just like for trauma release therapy. But like I don't fucking get high. I just like I drink energy drinks and fucking rock up to the club and just I get high off the women, right? And so building a high value lifestyle, whatever that fucking means, right? And like that's why I'm able to have, dude, I have threesomes anytime I want. I broke up with a girlfriend last year. For 3 or 4 months straight, every single weekend consistently I had a threesome or a foursome. Like every single weekend, it's like me and like two, like, bro, I'll have like 4 or 5 girls sleep over each weekend. I swear to God. Like it'll be like bitch, like girl here, 2 girls on that couch, girl like curled up in this couch, girl sleeping on my floor, girl sleeping on my balcony in like summer and stuff like that. My roommate's moving out, so I'm gonna have a guest bedroom so I can fit like, so like the maximum girls I've had sleep over is like 7. I have like 2 bitches in my bed, but now I have like 10, 15 girls. Like my goal is like, I wanna be walking around, tripping over bitches. Oh, sorry, fuck, stepped in your face. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? That's the kind of lifestyle I want, right? But I don't have a big enough crib to accommodate that, right? And so like, when you have so many girls around you, it's so easy to have threesomes because I just scream for bi girls. I always ask, do you like girls? Right? Me and my buddy started a hashtag called bi girls only. We started like a merch line. We have shirts that say it's bi girls only. We just post it all over social media. So I don't think it's a big surprise that now all of a sudden all the girls that come out with me and roll with me, it's like 50, 100 girls, 150 girls, 200 girls a weekend. Half of them are like bisexual. It's so fucking easy to have threesomes because it's a numbers game. It's a numbers game, dude. Right? So maybe not all the girls are gonna get along, but like 2 out of the 150 girls that come out that weekend are like gonna get along. So like, dude, I'm on like threesomes, foursomes, like 2 threesomes a night, like that kind of vibe. It's fucking awesome, right? Like I can't even tell you how many, you know what I mean? And so like when you create, all this works step by step, you know, very linearly together, and this is like 10 years of game, summarizing like a less than hour presentation. We're gonna wrap up in 5 minutes, right? And then, you know, obviously doing parties and events, like it's so easy to do that, right? Because if you're taking the girl to the gym one-on-one, it's like, okay, it's not realistic they're gonna have a threesome that actively, maybe like once a year, right? Because like you take girls one-on-one to the gym, now you have to like bring because the only way to have a threesome at that point is bring girls in rotation, make sure they don't get jealous, make sure they're bisexual, and then introduce them together, which is just unrealistic. It's just too slow of a process. If I want to have a threesome tonight, like I can go do it. Except my main girl's coming out tonight, so it's not realistic. She's not bisexual. I've been trying to push her to have a threesome, she's not down, right? Harems is really cool because all you gotta do is scream for, like, the trick is to like ban any girl who's straight. So I did this like last summer. Any girl who was like straight would get blocked, or like just like I just wouldn't fuck them. And at one point I just developed a rule where I wasn't allowed to sleep with a girl unless there's another girl involved. Because otherwise I'm just having sex like 4 times a day with all these different bitches. Because like I just took like a 2 months off work, just made $0 and just like fucked hoes every night, right? And parties every night. But then like it's not really sustainable because I'm literally getting no work done. So I'm like, okay, we have to like ban the straight girls. So it's like I'm only allowed to have like do this. I'm not allowed to fuck girls one-on-one. It's just a waste of time, right? And so then next thing you know, I'm like, I've got like Arena, I've got Paige, we're bisexual and they hate each other, but we still had a threesome. And then like I've got my side bitches, so like 2 main chicks, and like I built like a hierarchy of like girls, like it was like a pyramid scheme, but like with hoes. We're all bisexual. You know what I mean? And then at some point, it became too much work to manage. It was like running a business, dude. It was like managing staff. It was fucking crazy. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. Just like I'm done with this, you know? So like now I just like, you know, have threesome stuff for fun here and there, but it's like, it's a lot of work. It's exhausting. So what I want you guys to do is be creative, right? Because a soul circle can be anything. This is a soul circle, right? But this isn't gonna get you laid, I hope. I hope this isn't gonna get any of you guys laid. If some of you guys are into that, bro, no judgment, right? It's 2023. We live in a new world, new society. If you want to fuck dudes, it's all good. But this is like not what I'm talking about. This is a soul circle, right? So it's like maybe some of my fans, right? No, but the whole no, but the whole point I'm trying to make here, right, is you know, a soul circle can be anything, right? So it can be, you know, fucking some sports club, but like my soul circles is just like the hordes of bitches I bring out to the club every weekend consistently, right? Does that make sense? And what you want to do is use girls to network with high value guys. Would John want to be my friend if he didn't see like the lifestyle I had? The reason me and John became friends is because he added me on Instagram. He's watching all my fucking stories and he's like, dude, this is fucking like, holy shit. Because like, who the fuck is doing what I do? Guys, you're gonna follow me on Instagram, you see what we do tonight. You're gonna follow me like over the next like few months or whatever, and you see all the parties I do, and you're gonna be like, holy shit, I want to like be friends with you. And I'd be like, sorry, unless you're offering value. Unless you're like Michael and you join my team and like work for me. Like I don't pay Michael, he works for me for free. You know what I mean? Because it's like, he gets, like at the end of the day, Michael does a lot. He helped me build that table yesterday. He helped me move $50,000 of camera gear to Matt's place last night, to and from, right? He's like my security guard too, because if anyone fucks with me, like, yo, Michael, get these like weirdos out of the booth, right? At the end of the day, who benefits the most? Like, I'm getting a ton of value from Michael. I sent him like a very wholesome message this morning. I'm like, dude, thank you for all your help. But like, at the end of the day, like, Michael, you're benefiting absolutely most from being around this, right? And so you want to use girls to network with high value guys, right? And build a fucking team of like high level people around you, right? It's the same way I told you, like, I want you to be my fucking, like, my bodyguard, because you run security. I'm like, cool, right? Same way John wants to be my friend. Like, why these guys want to, like, fly out and come fucking meet me and shit, right? It's because, like, using girls to network with high-value dudes. This is how I become friends with. If I ever have a guy I want to make friends with, super high-level guy, I just start throwing girls at him, you know? If I ever, like, look at some dude, I'm like, oh, shit, this dude's, like a literal billionaire, or, like, this guy's, like, a huge influencer. Like, I'll just invite him to my parties. Like, dude, I'm friends with, like, all the influencers in Toronto. Like, and does anyone here know Aaron Van Kampen, the guy who like knocks on people's doors? Like, hey, what do you do for a living? On TikTok?
Yeah.
He's one of my buddies, right? Dude, he comes to all my fucking parties whenever he's in Toronto. Him and his wife come to all my parties, right? Does anyone know JB, the TikTok barber, who cuts people's hair, like goes to millionaires' houses and he interviews them and cuts their hair?
He cut Tate's hair in Dubai, right?
He cut Tate's hair. Dude, he's one of my fucking students. I coached this kid. I took him one-on-one for a month and taught him fucking pickup. I met him at the club. You know what's funny? I met him because he was hitting on my girlfriend Kara at the time. Well, so this is October 2021. I'm in the club eating your girl's pussy. I swear to God, true story. I'm on the ground eating your girl's pussy while my girl Kara is out with Matt's girl Miranda in the smoking area of Grand Bazaar. It's my birthday party. I think I was like still a little bit high off the molly I took from the day before. And I walk out and these dudes are like hitting on my fucking girl, but like I didn't give a shit. I walk over and I start like pretending to be gay or something, just like trolling them or whatever, right? And I look at him, I'm like, I know this kid. Holy fuck, this kid's like that fucking like TikToker, right? I act like I don't know him. I'm like, hey man, you seem cool. Like, come to my table. I bring him he's like complaining to me about how he, just broke his girlfriend and shit. I bring him to my booth and I just like start walking to girls. I'm like, hey, this is my buddy. He's a famous YouTuber. Make out with him. Boom, make out. Like in 2 minutes of him at the club, he's holding like a $3,000 bottle and making out with like chicks. And he's just like, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, come back to my house. So he came back to my house. We became friends. Right? We actually did a couple collabs. So I actually did a collab with him in the airplane, where he cut my roommate's hair in the airplane, and then I did a collab with him where he cuts my hair at a Halloween party. So yeah, like, dude, like the influencers in Toronto are all like my homies, you know what I mean? And I use the girls to network with these guys, the parties, the events, the social. Like to me, it's like, because I don't even drink. Like I'm not partying for fun. I'm doing it strategically because it makes me fucking a shit ton of money. You know what I mean? I made $150,000 in January, and that was like a month. That was an okay month. You know what I mean? I'm using women as like social leverage to make a shit ton of money. You know what I mean? Does that make sense, guys? Right? And I use it to spend, like, that's also why I have over 100,000 followers on YouTube. That's why I also like, I have like, a lot of influence in the city. I'm able to like create value at super high levels when I fucking partner up with these types of dudes, right? And so I want you guys to think, how can you do the same thing? Don't just try to get pussy, dude. Use like, dude, I love Andrew Tate so much. I fucking, God bless that man's soul. Because like, he puts it so perfectly on social media. He just says like, I don't need to fuck these bitches. Like, I'll do it, but it's like, that's not the point. You know what I mean? He's using it to like, as fucking leverage for everything. And it's like, I've been doing this for fucking years, right? Because like, don't get me wrong, pussy's great. Everyone likes pussy. But it's like, I mean, I haven't jerked off in 7 years, right? March 2016. Because I didn't need to, right? I've slept with like over 300 girls since. But the thing is, like, I genuinely like think like me jerking off my hand probably feels better than like fucking a lot of these girls. You know what I mean? Some like trashy fucking like chick I met at the club, you know, like I don't even fucking know this girl. I'm probably not gonna enjoy it. You know what I mean? I'd rather just fucking like, on a most logical level, I'd probably rather just jerk myself off, but I'm not gonna do that, right? Because like no fat movement and all that, right? But, you know, so like, fuck, like I have to bust a nut in the girl. God damn it, right? But the whole point is like, I'm not doing it for me, I'm doing it for her, right? I mean, because she's gonna brag to her friends, oh my God, I fucked that cool promoter dude, right? Or this guy's like a YouTuber, like she's gonna brag about it to her friends after, and then she's gonna come along to parties, then I'm gonna throw her at Michael, I'm gonna throw her at John, I'm gonna throw her at one of my buddies, you know what I mean? I'm gonna post her on my social media. I don't know, like I only wanted to be friends with her, but I only fucked her so she'll keep coming to my parties, you know what I mean? And then like, now I create more value and status for others, right? And we all win together. I bring everyone up. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? And I mean, that's pretty much it, boys. Like, that's the gist of it. So I'll give you the game plan. We're done. But we're not done because this is just the beginning. What we're gonna do tonight is we're gonna implement and apply all of this, okay? You're all gonna show up to the club looking like a fucking G. No hats. They won't let you in with hats. They won't let you in looking like a bum, okay? I mean, you guys all look pretty good. No sweatpants, right? You gotta like look good, okay? And each one of you guys got a privately one-on-one. Come talk to me so I can put you on the guest list. I have an app on my phone that gets me access to any club in the city. I literally have an app on my phone, right? I have private deals with every single club in the fucking city. I can just pick a club, any club I want to go to any night of the week, punch in a guest list, free entry, everything taken care of. If I message the management 24 hours beforehand, I got like a $2,000, $3,000 table for free, right? Tonight we get $10,000 table for free, right? This is access that took me 10 years to get. So please, be on your best behavior. Do not embarrass me. Do not harass the women. The girls, I'm bringing out my like main chick tonight. So if you guys hit on my girls or in a way that's creepy, you know, you're gonna get shit on or kicked out of the table, okay?
Paul's gonna kill you.
You gotta be respectful, like respectful gentlemen, right? You gotta be like respectful gentlemen with all the girls, right? This isn't like an all-you-can-eat buffet, like just eating pussy. You know, that's not what we're doing here, right? Like I never do this, by the way. This is like a one-time thing. I never do this, right? Like what I'll do is I'll get like 10 clients to each pay me like 10 grand, make 100 grand for a week and do a similar experience, right? And I'll create this with my private clients and also train them from the ground up, which I'm not training you guys to do. So I never do this ever. This is kind of just like a favor to John and the dude, like the Master Power Network, the Ducon guys, because I know you guys are like the future like leaders of the fucking city or of the country or of the fucking planet. I truly believe that, okay? And when you're like fucking like, you know, governor of Ontario or like premier of Ontario, or when you're like, you know, CEO of some corporation or whatever, I'm gonna call you in, you know, 7 years from now. I'm like, hey man, like, yo dude, like, you're my lawyer or you're my fucking like doctor or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's about, right? That's what it's about, and that's why I'm willing to help you guys out here, because you'll be like, damn, remember that party Justin threw for me back in early 2013? That was fucking best night of my life, right? I'm willing to do that for you guys today. Be on your best behavior, dress to impress, and what I want you to do is, the first thing I do when I walk in the club, walk up to the first hottest girl I see, purely offer value, introduce myself, change Instagrams, like I have a table upstairs, table 202 in VIP, you're welcome to join. You and your girls. No dudes. No dudes. Understand? If the girls show up with a guy, be like, get your guy the fuck out of the table. One of the girls last night, I swear to God, a girl last night, who I invited out, show up to the booth last night with a guy. Remember I mentioned how I like got a guy kicked out of the club, took his girl, realized his girl, felt bad. Anyway, in the Uber ride back, I messaged the girl because it was like one of my girls that I invited out, showed up with a guy. I text her saying, you're banned from my parties, blacklisted, and I blocked her. I didn't realize that the dude was with the girl like that I was hitting on, right? So I'm like, oopsie. But generally, this girl has shit energy and show up like, in my head, it's like disrespectful to show up to a man's like fucking table. Like, imagine like I invite a girl over for a date and she brings a dude. It's like, that's disrespectful. Like, that's how I see it. You know what I mean? Like, imagine you're going on a Tinder date and she like brings her boyfriend. Like, that's how I see it. If you bring a dude, it's like, what? Like, you're delusional. So like, I'll kick girls out. I have no problem kick girls at the table. Like, hey, get this guy out of the table. I'm kicking guys out. Like, respectfully. I'm super respectful about it. I'm not confrontational. Very super chill about it. Super nice about it. You know? Do not let girls bring guys to my booth tonight. If you see any guys who are not in this room at the booth tonight, do me a favor and respectfully say, hey, private event, please leave our booth. Okay? And I want each and every single one of you guys to run around the dance floor, take everybody's girls, and we load up 150 bitches on our fucking table tonight, and everyone gets their dick sucked. Okay? Does that sound fair enough? Can we all do that? Can you fuck yeah? Yeah. Let's fucking do it, boys. That's it. Justin, Marc. Thanks, guys.
How you guys feeling? Good? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, a lot of you guys know me. Some of you guys might not. Happy to see you. So, talk a little bit. I actually want to start with, I love this guy's presentation here. Justin did a fucking awesome job. And some of you guys know that my pickup skills are very good at a high level. And I have a hard time endorsing a pickup guy out there, because a lot of them are like shitty people. You know what I mean? And so like, I'm like, well, you know, I just don't, if I don't know the person and if I don't have a good feeling about that person, I can't endorse him. And but this guy, I completely endorse. I watched him last night. I pick up on a lot of things, and I watch people. You know, I watch people more than they would be comfortable knowing that I actually do that. So I don't say anything. I just kind of keep, you know, I do just get reads on people and stuff like that. And this guy is a good dude, man, and he's doing shit the right way. And so if you guys need, if you guys need that pickup stuff the techniques and the tactics, he's a good guy to come to. All right, so he's on my endorsement list for sure. You know what I mean? That's a big deal. You know what I mean for me, because you guys, I don't just endorse everybody. You know, so that's good. So I'm gonna I have a lot of value to offer on different things, and so I always think about the audience, who you guys are, what the other presenters are doing, and how I could, you know, fit in with that, you know, and how I could help you guys the best. So what is it how many guys struggle with walking up to a girl and talking to them? And it's okay, be honest.
Get up high confidently.
Yeah.
Who the fuck you are.
It's okay. Okay, it's good. All right, we'll work on that stuff today. We can always improve on that, all right? So I'm gonna give you some stuff and some things to think about, not just for tonight, but going forward, all right? I want you to think of tonight more or less as an opportunity to train, like a training session. You know what I mean? A lot of times in groups like this, guys can get intimidated more because you're now around a bunch of other dudes you feel like they're watching you. You know what I mean? Nobody gives a fuck. All right? They're probably we're all worried about themselves. You know what I mean? So just like you're worried about yourself, they're probably worried about themselves. It doesn't fucking matter. If you get value from today, you win. Okay? Some of you guys might get laid tonight, hopefully, right? That's your goal. Some of you guys won't. And that's okay. It doesn't fucking matter. It's not about getting pussy in the short term. It's about bettering yourself in the long term stuff. And if you make some improvements, then you're fucking winning. All right? So we'll start with that. Treat it like a game, okay? Call it game. And I like the term game, because if you treat it like that, it takes that pressure off. You know what I'm saying? Like if you thought this was like, if you weren't thinking about it, your instinctual brain would tell you that your value as a human being is gonna be based on what some dumbass club girl thinks of you when you come up to her. It won't be in your conscious mind, but it's just in the back of your head. You know, like if this chick rejects me, you know, then all the other chicks will know I'm a fucking loser, and then no one's gonna wanna mate with me, and I'll never have babies, and I'll be ostracized from the tribe. Okay, that's what your instinctual mind does, because the idea of not being able to mate is an existential threat larger than survival, all right? Men will put themselves in harm's way to get pussy, okay? Because safety is a thing that we are instinctually driven to keep ourselves alive and all that sort of thing, but we're instinctually driven to procreate, to want to, you know, have people have our babies. So being rejected by girls, that can be very, very, on a deep level for some guys, intimidating, all right? So disassociate from that. It's just a simple mind trick, doesn't take any training. This is a game. This is fucking Monopoly. You know what I mean? I could come up to her and say something stupid to see if it works. It doesn't really matter, you know? That'll take that pressure off of you. So we'll start from there, all right? There is no pressure. Your instinctual mind may feel like this rejection is this major threat because of couple 100,000 years of evolution. If you got rejected from a chick in a 30-person tribe, you might never have sexual access, okay? But, and so a major fear, and this is why guys would kill each other over women, right? And they do it today, but they fucking shouldn't, because there's always another chick out there. You know what I mean? Like, you get broken up with. I know this sounds cold, but there's always another fucking chick out there. You know what I mean? Always, always, always. And that just means that it's not to say that that girl's not a human being with her own value, but it means that if she's not in your life like that anymore, there can be somebody else. And as you improve yourself, that person will be there better for you than the last person. But your instinctual brain says, you're fucked now. You're not gonna fucking make it, right? When you get that rejection or that breakup and stuff. It's just thoughts. They're not real. Some of these thoughts are based on instincts, and you have a logical mind that works and hopefully functions. We'll find out tonight. But you have a logical mind that can say, it's just a fucking thought. This is Monopoly right now. You know, I'm gonna try some shit. If I fuck it up, that's cool. Or I'll ask Paul, like, hey dude, I just go, what happened here? Maybe that's Justin, that's John, that's my buddy. You know what I'm saying? Who fucking cares? Yeah, take some notes later. Get better, right? Ultimately, it's about you getting better and having what you want. You know, maybe you want a harem of girls. Maybe you want a wife and kids. Those goals will change as you age too, and as time goes on. John will tell you, you know. And so it's, because when I met him, John was like, I don't understand why anyone would commit to these bitches. Now he's got a girlfriend, right? And it's not because he's selling out, it's just because at his area in life and as he self-develops, and what works best for him today didn't work best for him when he was maybe 25, 30 years old. And so it's your journey. You're going to figure it out, you know. Now, your success with women in general, though, it's based on 3 things, all right? It's based on your sexual market value, your general value as a guy, right? That's, you know, how much, you know, you make good money, you look good, you have genetic value, you're in shape, you know, all that kind of stuff. That value you can bring, right, to others. Opportunity is the second thing. You can have all the value in the world if you live in a cave or a buttfuck Egypt, you know, where there's no girls around anywhere. You know, you're probably not going to have much in terms of access to women. Justin's a great example of maximizing opportunity. He has, I rarely see somebody who has, I've only seen a couple times in my life someone like this man who maxes that opportunity. And so when he has that opportunity maxed, like the other aspects of everything else, not that, I mean, S&V is high too, of course, but you know, those become less important because you just have so much abundance, right? So now he's maximizing opportunity as a club promoter. Not all you guys are going to be club promoters, and you don't fucking need to be, right? But you can be in your own world in your own way. Maybe it is through your Instagram and your Tinder and your game you run there. Maybe it's just with your social circles in your local community and you're the guy that people come to for referrals, to talk to, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then that status brings you women. You can decide within your niche, your world, what you're doing, you know, how you can build those opportunities. Maybe you're geo-maxing, right? You travel and you have now opportunities with different women, different countries, different places. You go to a place where your S&V is a little bit higher maybe because of where you're from. I mean, there's places where me as a white dude who looks like me, I'm gonna kill it. And there's places in the world where I'm gonna do fucking not terrible, but I'm gonna have a struggle, you know what I mean? Just because of that, you know, depending on the types of girls, where you're going, what you're doing, you know? So these are all ways to max opportunity. And then the third thing is game, okay? So game, what is that? Well, there's a lot of things there, but it's your skill sets. It's your skill sets in being able to make a primal emotional connection with this girl or this person, and then to be able to lead them to a set outcome, all right? That's my definition I just made up now. I don't know if that sounds good, but I think it sounds pretty good, okay? So that's what your game is. It's your ability to connect with this other person. And that, your game is a critical element, and that's a part that a lot of the internet people forget. They'll talk, because it's easy to talk about, yo bro, be a high value man, get a fucking supercar, get a Rolex, or do this or do that. Yeah, okay, of course. Yeah, we've all seen the Lamborghini videos where bitches are like, yeah, let me go for a ride. Like, obviously, right? But that's easy advice that people like to stare at and then, you know why guys like that content? Because they feel like it's unattainable. See, when I give you something that's attainable, now you're fucking scared of it. You're scared of it because now you have to use it. If you can't afford a Lamborghini right now, and I say just get a Lamborghini to get bitches, that's cool to watch. Because, you know, that's someday. It's not right fucking now. If I give you a skill that you need to use tonight, and then I expect you to try it at least and to give it your best shot, that's accountability now. And then you could fail at that, and you guys fear failure too much. And that's where your inner game's fucked up. So, skill sets, that's gonna supersede everything. I've had some celebrities I won't mention, not super big, but big enough where you might recognize them. And guys who are really high value guys come to me for coaching. They didn't come for me for coaching to get the girls. They didn't come for me for coaching because guess what? They had so much fucking status that their opportunity was out of control. And their S&V was super high, but they couldn't get they could not get the relationships to work. They could not get the situations they wanted with women. Even they could get women to fuck them, but once you get women to fuck you, that's no longer enough. You actually want to be selective and have good experiences, even if they're only short term. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's no judgment. Sometimes you just fucking get your dick sucked in the bathroom, right? Who fucking cares, right? But sometimes though, you know, you're like, yeah, I want to have an actual connection here because I'm going to give my energy up in this exchange, and I want to know I'm giving it up for a good reason, not just to get my nut. And so that's what happens when you have access. You start thinking more like that, and these guys would fall actually because they're human beings, not these fucking weirdo, you know, like internet's like is not a, you know, the internet speak is not human. It's just this narcissistic stuff that's like, do all this stuff, and it's like, okay. But there's real human connections. We actually fucking have emotions for someone. You actually care about this person. Do you know what I mean? And they care about you. And yeah, you could get other bitches, but you want to make it work out with this bitch. And now you don't know how. Why? Because you have so much fucking status and you have so much fucking opportunity that, you know, you didn't work on your game. You know, because you didn't have to. You just had, you always had pussy. But now you can't figure this chick out and why she's, you know, when she said this and why that made you feel angry and why you then popped off on her and cursed her out and now you're in a fight and, you know what I mean? Like, oh, what the fuck am I doing right now? They can't figure that part out, and that's where your game is important, both your inner game as well as your communication skills with other people. Your game is what's going to get you through a lot of stuff. You know, you can't neglect that. Game will get you pussy when you have none of the other things. Ask me how I know. Okay, I had an abundance of pussy for a long time. I didn't always all my life. Okay, and I wasn't much more than a military salary. I came in as the alpha dude. I knew how to make that connection with another person, and I would get laid with hot chicks, and you know I got the receipts to prove it if anyone sees what my girlfriend looks like. You know, who's 20 years younger than me and a fucking award-winning model. And guess what? She might be gone tomorrow. And guess what? I'll eventually have another girl that makes me happy if she's not the person. Okay, that's how it goes, right? It's just once you have this and you know how to do it, it becomes effortless. It's not even a worry. It's nothing like I don't have to worry about girls now. I can worry about not worry, but I can focus on talking to you guys and talking to new people I meet and making good connections and stuff like that. You know, whether it's a girl, girl or a dude or whatever, helping somebody out, offering that value. Right? That's what I can focus on because I have that abundance and it's an unconscious, competence. And that's where you guys want to get. Your game, though, that's what's going to get you there. And so let's talk about some things about game and making that connection. All right? So you guys got that anxiety. I'm going to just give you some tips and tricks as we're going on here, just some things you can do. All right, we're going to talk about some immediate things, an immediate action to get rid of some anxiety. All right, and then we'll talk about some strategies to build your identity up. And the reason why is because every pickup person, I have some stuff I teach for pickup. He's got great stuff for pickup, and everybody, we all do a little bit. You know what I mean? And have stuff we've used, we've worked, we've coached guys with. But you need to do what's your game. You need to do your game. We talked about this yesterday, and so your game is what fits your identity. We're going to talk about that a little bit, all right? And so first of all, I'm going to give you an immediate action. Well, here's the thing about anxiety. You want immediate action, a remedial action, and you want something to do several steps before. So immediate action is I have a anxious, shitty feeling coming up right now. Anxiety is basically a danger signal in your brain, all right? And it tells you to want to fight something, to want to run away from it, to want to posture and try to make yourself look cool or big or strong so that, somebody else doesn't harm you, right? Or you can't be harmed. Or it makes you want to submit. Now, when you walk into the club tonight, watch people, You'll see what they do. You'll see that they're doing one of those four things a lot of times, except for the guys who are really game aware. all right, and who have their inner game in order. So you'll see the guys posturing. Posturing is, I'm fucking cool, this and that and the other. Homeboy that called him last night, this 19-year-old kid who was like a fucking idiot, was like posturing. Oh, you think I'm too young, but I'm cool, and like, you know, why? Inner sense of threat. A threat to his ability to mate. A threat to his ability to have things, and he sees this guy as, instead of saying, young, successful guy, maybe I should model after him and learn some shit, he got threatened by it. And so he went to posturing, all right? But he was around, he didn't go to fighting, or else I would have had to, you know, throw his head through your ceiling, and then we'd have to, you know what I'm saying? So we didn't get to that part, unfortunately, but, damn it. But, you know, so he runs away and then calls and tells you, I'm gonna fuck you up, you know, whatever. Okay. Yeah, that's that. Now, some people just run away. Oh, I don't like this guy. I'm going to avoid him. I'm going to avoid this. Oh, fuck those tables. You know what I mean? Right, yeah, they're going to run away from. I don't go to clubs, you know? All right? I mean, fuck, I don't go to clubs. Doesn't matter. I had a great fucking time last night. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not me running from it. It's just I don't go to clubs very much. But when I do, I have a great time. Why? Because I have a great time every time I fucking do something. That's up to me. You know what I mean? And so, or the submission is the guy who sits in the corner. All right, and does this, doesn't engage in anybody. Prepares himself on his phone. All right, so you're gonna watch that tonight. And what you wanna do is not be any of those people, okay? What you wanna do is be authentically yourself and make connections with other people. All right, so sometimes when it's hard to learn the skills at first of what you need to do to build up, but what's easy is to learn what not to do. You know what I mean? So what not to do is to bury yourself in your technology or bury yourself in the corner and not talk to somebody. What not to do is try to over posture and try to make yourself look cooler than everybody else. Fuck that. Just be, you know, whatever. If this guy's getting more girls than me, I'm gonna bring him more girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, I'm gonna be a good wingman. Like, fuck, all right, girls love this guy. Look, you think he's a college professor or something. Hey, here's a college professor, dude. He fucking teaches over at University of Toronto. You know, sexual studies. He knows all about sex. It's so crazy. Go talk to him. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, dude, who cares, right? Because there's more women for me later. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It's not, and then if you find yourself like getting angry or upset at other guys that are doing better than you, or other guys that are posturing, or other guys that are, you're getting mad because this guy thinks he's the shit. What the fuck does he think he is, right? Yeah, you're fighting, okay? You're sensing a threat. There's no fucking threat here. The only threat is in your head, in your own, and you're gonna sabotage your success. And this is anywhere, anything, anytime. So don't do that, all right? Catch it, and just say, okay, I'm not gonna do that, right? And so make sure you're not doing those things. That's easy. Now, several steps before, so, all right, so a couple of things about my background. My background is a little bit different. I do have a military background with a high-level security clearance. All right, my jobs at different times ranged from infantry to having to sit down with people, make them know me, like me, trust me, and then they start telling me shit they shouldn't tell me, so then we can put them in zip ties or end their life. All right, so that was part of my job. I was trained in things that you guys might understand, like as the CIA stuff, like and interrogator stuff, like things that our FBI CIA knows. All right, but it was in the DO through the DOD and special forces arm, but they bring in that stuff and special, what's they call something called special missions, which doesn't exist, blah blah blah. Okay, so that's like my background. I was in Afghanistan in 2019 before we decided to fuck that whole thing up. I don't know if we're not very good as a politically. We're just we're good militarily. Yeah, that's kind of a problem. But anyway, so that's where a lot of my skills would come from, that stuff, as well as like learning to pick up and things of that nature. Some of the things I'll tell you are things about that, because interestingly enough, is the skills that you have to learn about somebody, profile, get a good read on them, have actual empathy for that person, then build the trust and everything, are the skills that you could use that for evil, to put, well, hopefully not evil because they were terrorist fucks, but you could use it to be a con man too. You could use it for evil shit. Same skills though you can use to make networking connections, good connections with women, good connections in your relationships. You know what I mean? So like, it's free on my YouTube channel. You go watch the Luca episode if you ever hadn't seen that one. All right, it's a communication model. It'll really help you. All right. And so these communication models and the way to communicate with people and really gain that connection. Justin will tell you, like last night, people meet me and they think he's a pretty fucking cool dude. Like girls who are way too young for me, all right, but it's fine because whatever. But they think that. Why? Because hopefully I am being authentically myself. That's what I'm going to talk about in a minute. But also, like these skills help you build good connections and relationships when not used for bad shit. All right, and so that's where some of the stuff is coming from. Now, anxiety management, back to that. All right. So you guys are rolling in the Uber, you feel a little anxiety coming up. Some of you guys might feel that. You're going into a club, it's not something you're normally used to doing. I think of that like pre-mission, you know? So pre-mission, we're about to get inserted or whatever, or we're waiting to do our actions on an objective. All right, we're it's pre-fuck shit up mode, right? We're not in it yet. We're gonna be in it soon, okay? Box breathing, simple technique, Navy SEAL, blah, 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 do it, whatever, but everybody does it, okay? Box breathing is a simple thing where you just inhale, you guys do it with me, all right? We're gonna inhale for 5 seconds, hold it for 5 seconds, exhale for 5, hold it for 5. It's that simple, right? So, everyone with me, inhale, hold, exhale, hold. You gotta go back to breathing normal. Now you can just keep breathing like that. If your anxiety is particularly high, exhale for 7 seconds. All right, so do more of an exhale than the rest, all right? And do relaxed breathing from down here up to here down. Okay, that's pre-game, all right? Now if you're doing this while you're trying to talk to a girl, you'll look like a weirdo. All right, so don't do that, okay? But what can happen is that you find yourself in that anxious moment, So here's what I want you to do now, okay? Which is a double inhale and an exhale. Let's do that with me, okay? All right, do it one more time. Now I want you to do it without anybody noticing. Watch me first. See, you could see it. I made it so you can see it. Do that right now, real quick. Real subtle. All right. That has evidence behind it through studies. Neurological studies show a double inhale, exhale instantly brings down your stress and anxiety. Okay? It's an instant thing. So that's your immediate action. Like, oh fuck. Like hot girl, you're like, oh fuck. Go. What's up? How you doing? You know what I mean? That's it. So before you do the big smile approach, you know what I mean? And not making it weird, okay, do your double inhale and do your exhale. And that'll help you, all right? Now let's talk a little bit about identity, all right? What's your identity? Who are you? How would you explain it? Think about it for a second while I drink my water. Don't actually, you don't have to yell it out or anything. I want somebody to yell alpha male. No. I'm just kidding. I'm an alpha. So, yeah. All right, so who you are, nobody thinks about that shit. You don't really think about who the fuck I am, right? It's like, what? Who am I? It's weird. It's a weird question. It's a weird thing to think about. Do some meditation on it or journal on it. You're like, fuck me, I don't even know where to start this. You know what I mean? Isn't it interesting that you all want to be, we want to be congruent, we want to be ourselves. We don't even know who the fuck we are. We've never really thought about that hard, had we? It's fucking weird, right? So that's something to do in your private time and do some journaling with. You're not gonna have time for that tonight, but maybe think about it for a little bit. But here's, who you are is a conglomerate of genetics, okay? And then your experiences that you've had, and then conditioned responses down to emotions, thoughts, and actions to those things that have happened, And so when, you can here's the thing about that, you can direct your identity then. It doesn't mean like you're gonna change your genetics, right? Doesn't mean you can change your past experiences, but you can change how you frame your past experiences, right? That's what trauma can be framed as a help to you versus a damage to you, you see? And so you can use these things. And what you do is you say, I'm going to be this stronger person. And you can have, here's the person I want to become. And here's where I'm at right now. And I'm going to change the way I'm mentally framing things so I can get there. Because I say it like, you know, millionaires or whatever, right? It's unless you win the lotto, how many people lose all that money though, right? I mean, 5 years, people mostly lose it. Why? Because you don't just magically get millions of dollars, right? A guy who earns that, he starts off thinking like more and more like a guy who earns millions of dollars, or who's at least going to. And then he starts doing the behaviors because he's thinking like that guy. And then the results come. That's how it happens, you know? Some people will go like, well, yeah, he does, you know, he does that because he can, because he's a rich person. And I think to myself, well, maybe he's a rich person because that's what he does. You know, maybe he doesn't return your text and protects his time during certain parts of the day because that's what got him $2 million. Not because he can, because he has millions of dollars. You get what I'm saying? You want to reverse that thinking, all right? And so with that, you have to start, it starts up here, and it starts with who you are, your identity, all right? And then who do you want to be in a sense? So let's say there's one of you guys might be, let's say, an engineer or something, right? And if I said, think about an engineer or an accountant, you know, all of you guys would have a similar, doesn't matter what part of the world you're from, you'll have a similar idea of who that accountant might be, or who that, you know, like what traits does he have? What does he kind of look like? Now if I said, well, he's an alpha male accountant, right? Now, okay, now that changes things. Maybe he's a dude who works for, you know, does big corporate shit, you know, wears a fucking sharp suit, has a fucking hot bitch or two, you know what I mean, has dominant behavior, right? Like you get that vision of that guy. These are called archetypes, all right? Now Carl Jung developed the idea of archetypes and they went a little bit horoscopy on it, okay? Don't need to go with horoscope on it. What we are is we're social animals, and we've created a social environment that we thrive in. With that, people fulfill the role of certain things in that environment. Maybe it's the soldier or the hero or whatever, right? Maybe it's the entrepreneur. Maybe it's the engineer. Maybe it's the homeless guy. Maybe it's the comedian, right? So you could fulfill multiple roles. You're gonna lean towards something that your genetics will point you towards. You know, somebody is more, you know, mathematically minded might become more of an engineer. Somebody who's maybe a little bit more creative in different things might become more the entrepreneur. Like you're gonna lean towards things based on, you know, who you are and who your parents were and so on, right? But what you choose to develop, you know, that all puts you in an archetype. So when people see you tonight, all right, they're seeing an archetype. They don't know who you are. They don't know you. When they reject you, they're not rejecting you because they don't know your identity. You don't even know your own identity. We just established that just now. So they're not rejecting who you are because they don't even know that guy, okay? They know what they see. They know the appearance, which is basically a bunch of assumptions based on their background and based on what you're presenting, okay? And that's your archetype. All right, so if you're a guy who wears a suit, they're gonna make an assumption about that guy. Some of those will be good, some of those will be bad. If a guy wears fucking sweatpants, right? They're gonna make an assumption about that guy. Some of those will be good, some of those will be bad. Your facial features, your race, sorry, we know we're not supposed to say that word for some reason, but it does play a role. You know what I mean? You know, what I can do and get away with, what I can't get away with. As a guy with 18-inch arms tatted from head to toe, that's a white dude, is not the same thing that my Indian friends could get away with and also not get away with. You know what I'm saying? Our game has to be a little different. So Justin, we talked about this one too. Being a smaller guy, he can be much more like in your face to these girls, right? And they're not threatened by it. If I do that to these girls, they're gonna fucking call the police. You see what I'm saying? And so like you have to be aware of how people see you, and you can use those assumptions for your advantage. When I know that a chick is going to make a bunch of assumptions about me that aren't good, the quickest one is that I'm stupid. People look at me and they think I'm stupid. I love it. I play it off. He thought I was stupid right off the bat. You know, I kind of play into that. I don't know how to work my phone. You know, like I'm fucking like, hey, what are we doing? Like, right? But I'm not, right? And so what happens is this now. As soon as she makes that assumption, he just picks things up and puts things down. He's probably the security guard for this guy who just got 100,000 subs, you know, like whatever. And then they have like 2 sentences with me. It's like, wait a second. He's articulating himself not like a stupid fucking security guard for this guy. Wait, what's going on? And then that immediately creates curiosity. Once I have curiosity, I have real estate in their head now. That's it. All I have to do is make them curious. And now I own parts of their brain. Okay, so now I can build off that. Now, if I create curiosity because I'm being a douchebag, and their assumption about me and that archetype is the violent guy at the bar, or the creepy weirdo, or the creepy old guy, you know what I'm saying? Because I at this point could get the creepy old guy if I were to present myself in certain ways, you know? That's not good, so don't do that, right? But you have to be aware of that. Ask yourself, how are people perceiving me right now? Now your inner game has to be really strong, because guess what you're gonna do? Guess what anxiety does? Guess what fear does? It replaces objective reasoning with things that are a negative bias to confirm anxiety. Because anxiety was just fears to keep us safe. Better safe than sorry. If I hear rustling in the bushes and I just take off running back to camp because it could be a pack of wolves, I'm safe. But what if it was like 3 hot bitches just needing to get pregnant, you know, back in tribal times? I just fucked myself. You know what I'm saying? But I stayed safe though, right? And so that's the thing. The anxiety and the fear, when you have it, it's going to work to your disadvantage and make you a negative bias towards yourself. I have this guy that drops in my DMs all the time. It's really sad because I've talked about dicks before on my channel. I don't know why I get so many dick questions like every fucking. I think people look at me and they either think my dick is really, really small and how do I cope, or they think it's like, you must be huge or something and how do I, you know, what's that like, you know? I don't know. It's like extreme shit, right? Because the internet, and they get these fucking dick questions all the time, like, you know, that and cuck questions. So one of my most popular fucking videos. Apparently all this shit I offer, I'm the fucking cuck and dick guy. But anyway, hi, cuck and dick guy, that's me. All right, but really though, like this guy drops in my shit. It's sad. The guy's a decent looking fucking guy in his 20s, you know, and unless he's, they tell me how big their dick is. I'm asking for that. But, you know, if he's not lying about his size, he's above the fucking mean or the average. And he is nonstop about how he can't please girls in bed because of his dick being too small. Every fucking piece of thing he can look into, fucking this type of porn, whatever. And it's like, oh my God, dude, come on. You know what I mean? And it's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy that this dude is this insecure about that shit. I've had people with, you know, things they have nothing to be insecure about, absolutely consumed by that insecurity. That's what anxiety does for you. So for you to see how other people really see you and how people really respond to you, you have to be able to detach, get out of yourself. So treat it like a game, you know? Hey, I'm just gonna see it like you're acting. I'm playing this role, which gets you to my next point. So in any environment you're in, my game that I run and sort of teach guys, although you do want to learn the skills. If you're doing club game, for example, there's certain skills and things, like Justin would tell you, for example, that might be different than how to get your girl's friend in a social circle at like normal, not going to club stuff, right? How to get a girl at the picnic or how to cold approach. Like there's certain techniques that are gonna be a little different. But here's what's the same. You're always gonna be in role. What's that role? The version of you that she would fuck. That's the role, all right? So you have your identity, who you are, all right? That if someone spent enough time to figure you out, they would know that. You have the assumptions people will make about you. That's that archetype, right? And those are things you need to be aware of so you can use it to your advantage, all right? Tailor your game to that, or, you know, not minimize the disadvantage. all right? I've had guys in wheelchairs. I've had guys of all ethnic backgrounds. I've had guys short, tall, super good-looking dudes to super ugly dudes all be able to get decent girls because they put themselves in the role of the guy she would sleep with who fits that archetype. She sleeps with everybody. She's a fucking slut. Even your mom's, okay? I'm sorry to say. All right? You guys are going to try to jump me now. But really, though, you know what I mean? Not really. But, like, instinctually they are, right? Instinctually, they're made to breed with somebody that stimulates certain emotions and things that would make them want to mate. It's an instinct. They can't get around it. You just have to tap into it. And you can tap into it by being and knowing how to fit what that guy is that this girl would probably sleep with, right? And how do you learn that? You learn that by having your goal in mind of what you want and also being able to make this empathetic connection. Because when you make an empathetic connection, you get out of your own head and you focus on what she's saying, what she's not saying, what she's wearing, what she's looking like, who our friends are, what she's doing, how she got here, where she lives. All these things give you a read on somebody. And what's nice about reading is you only need to be 70% correct or so to have 100% mission success. Because you'll correct the rest as you go along, or she'll correct them for you. You know what I mean? Oh, so you do, so you do this for a living? No, actually I work in this. Oh, all right, cool. And now she's more invested because she's correcting you. You see what I mean? And so that's how you make that connection, by learning about her. When you learn about her, then you go, okay, this girl would sleep with this type of a person who fits my identity. You know what I'm saying? It's like easy to do that. And it's not a conscious thing you're necessarily thinking about, because you don't have to think about it. All you're doing is making that empathetic connection, figuring out her motivations, and then moving the conversation from curiosity, all right? Because if she's talking to you, she's curious. Some curiosity. Even if it's something as simple as, like, Justin brings a girl over, says, hey, this is Paul. Well, why is Justin introducing this guy to me, you know? So I'm going to say hi. Like, she's curious, even if it's just a little bit, right? And then from there, I build investment. Investment is her wanting to do something for me, her wanting to comply to what I say. Hey, put your coat over here. All right, hey, we're going to this table, come on up. Bring your two friends. You know, no dudes though, it's just we're too many dudes up there. Come on, let's go. All right, you get compliance. You get compliance all the way to the bedroom. That's how you get very, very quick lays. You make that connection, and then they follow you to the next thing because they see you as an authority, right? And they see you as an authority because you make an empathetic connection with them. You're able to do that because your inner game is strong. You don't have anxiety. You know who you are, and you know how to make that connection with them, right? So some practical skills. Do you guys struggle with what to talk about with girls? Some of you guys, here seeing nods. Some of you guys don't. So to master that conversation, some quick tips. Tell me how I am on time. I don't care. You know me, I'll talk for 5 hours. All right, good, plenty, because I want to open up for questions. So, so I want you to think of this acronym, okay? Forward gift, all right? Sales uses similar acronyms. I kind of borrowed half of it from sales and threw in the rest, okay? See if I even remember what the fuck it is, but it's family, occupation, recreation, dreams, all right? Gift is geography, like, oh, you're from here? You like to travel or whatever, you know? Eyes, interests, you're a dog mom, I'm a dog dad, right? Okay. What is it? Yeah, I'll come up with that in a minute. T is togetherness, anything that applies you to doing something together. F is fantasy. Oh, you look like a badass bitch, I need a fucking getaway driver. All right, something like that, you see? So like, I get away with the fantasy, we're gonna do crime shit all the time because of the way I look and where I'm from. So that's back to knowing my archetype, back to knowing those assumptions, playing with those assumptions, being the guy I should fuck in that archetype. Me as a 45-year-old guy, a 19-year-old girls wanna fuck me all the time. But, you know, and I actually cut it off at 21 because I know I'm gonna fuck her, pollute her mind, really. Because I'm just nervous about that. You know what I mean? I know.
Widow her sexually?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I think experiences, man. It's not. I don't need it. You know what I mean? It's just as a guy with the level of experience I have and the shit that I do in the bedroom with them. You know what I mean? It's like, it depends. And I'm not saying would I never do it. Maybe she's really super mature or something, but their brain's developing still, and I have a lot of abundance sexually. I don't really need to go there. I don't fuck with girls with like a married girl or any of that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like I don't need to do that. I have abundance, you know, and it always brings problems. What it does is it pollutes me too. It's another thing too that you guys, we don't need to talk about this too much here, but what you do, okay, does send signals out into the world, not because of the secret woo-woo stuff. Maybe that's true, but it's really because we're social animals. So when you present something to the world, the other social animals pick up on that, and then they treat you and react to you in a way of what you're presenting, and then they reflect it back to you. And we are very, very susceptible to our environments and how we're treated by others. We can't get away from it. But we create it ourselves by what we put out and then what comes back. And so like Stanford prison experiment demonstrated how that is. Sending normal college kids with a similar background, said your guards, your prisoners, they had to cut the study off after a month. It's supposed to go for 2 months because the guards were acting like abusive guards, and the prisoners were acting like prisoners and fucking criminals and trying to revolt and escape, do everything else. You know, people are going fucking crazy. They were like, holy shit. They were all like normal people, you know what I mean, with similar backgrounds, like fucked up, because when the environment treats you a certain way, it's hard to get out of it. And some of you guys have a lot of trauma from that, and I know that, and I can see that when I look into your eyes and I talk to some of you. All right, because remember, I know how to pick up on shit. It's very uncomfortable. All right, it's very uncomfortable for you, so that's why I don't like to tell you guys that. But I can pick up on it, and I know, okay? Because your environment, whether it was mom, dad, family, you know, fucking shitty school, whatever, bad girlfriend, I don't know, you know what I mean, whatever. Somebody, you know, they're treating you a certain way that you don't want to be, that you don't want your identity to be that, you know, and they're putting that identity on you, and you're struggling to get away from it. Well, first thing, easy way to do that, by the way, not easy, but the trick to doing that is to change your environment, okay? Change your circles. Because what you guys do is you become attracted to the same environment that you came from that fucked you up. And now you're acting like that person, and I don't care, all the meditation in the world won't get you out of it. It'll help, but it won't really make you be able to fight it when you're stuck there. If you have to live there for a minute, that's fine. You know, any of you guys read like Viktor Frankl, you know, it's anybody who was in a concentration camp. If you got to live there, the ones that survived were the ones that didn't assimilate that identity that was putting on them. But if you come from that, you have to break free from it first, right? And so change your circles. Being in a room full of guys like this is a beginning of that. You know what I'm saying? Change who you hang out with. Be around people who are more supportive. You know, be around people who are good to other people. You know, these are the things that'll help change who you are and get your identity back, because someone stole it from you a long time ago. All right? And then once you find yourself and who you want to be, your game's going to improve because you're not going to be faking it. You'll learn great pickup skills and use them as who you are, not as who Paul is or Justin is or this guy over here probably gets hosed. I don't know. You know, I don't know, one of you guys over there, you know, whatever, right? You do it as yourself, and maybe, and you do it to the way you want. You live the life you fucking want, and everyone will respect that, you know? You whether you are in threesomes every fucking night for, you know, months on end, or whether you get married and have children, whatever the fuck you want, people respect it when it's you. You know what I'm saying? And it's you, and you're not trying to be somebody different. All right? But anyways, I got down a tangent. I do that. This is what happens when I don't have a PowerPoint slide. So for gift, all right? That's just a bunch of things that you can move laterally across the conversation with. Super easy, right? The reason I say that is because you're trying to empathetically make a connection, all right? So when you're making a connection with somebody, maybe talking about, you know, her occupation is uninteresting to her because she's a dumb club girl who doesn't do anything, right? So you guys are like, thinking like normal, like I'm a guy who goes to an office every day. What do you do for a living? And she's like, some things, I'm on Instagram, and she's bored and fucking whatever. I want to do shots, whatever. You're not making a connection at all, right? Because you haven't assessed her. She don't want to talk about her fucking work. You're thinking about yourself, all right? So what is it along that paradigm that you could bring something up or comment on or say something? And in clubs are interesting because it's more body language and simple words. And I actually struggle now in clubs because something's wrong with my voice. I can't, if I yell, if I make it loud, everyone hits the dirt like we're being fucking raided. Or, but I can't go up an octave at a club. So like the music drowns my voice out really bad. Like girls can't hear shit if the music's loud. Like last night, I couldn't have any conversation, barely. But guess what? Still made connections with people. Through a couple girls, got my Instagram, 2 asked, 1 was more of an exchange because she's pretty cool, we're talking, whatever, and I'm not even gonna do anything, I'm just hanging out. I was just enjoying watching this guy work, watching this guy get his fucking awards and accolades. I was having a great time myself. But yeah, so, it's, you gotta find that. The reason why I'm giving you a lateral strategy is because you guys gotta find the thing that's interesting. Some girl, and based on what you assess, some girl walks in with like a bunch of tattoos and leather shit and this weird fucking BDSM looking bag. You know what I mean? Obviously she wants to get noticed for that shit. Where's your choke collar? That's my opener. Okay? And say it to the girl, how come she doesn't have a collar on you? You know what I mean? To her girlfriend, right? And then they fucking laugh, whatever. It's something she's interested, so it's an interesting topic, right? Whatever. Okay? Versus, so what do you do for a living? Or, you from the area? Like whatever. And she's like, hello, I'm wearing BDSM gear. Why the fuck do you want to talk about me being from, whatever. I moved to Toronto last year, So, and whatever, right? So it's like few words, makes a connection. They're like, happy, I'm happy. They think I'm cool and I'm not trying to ask for anything or get anything out of them. Right, just like I really like that part about Justin's game because I agree with that, and I don't hear that very often. You're offering value, you know what I'm saying? Just offer value, and you are present, and then they want you. You see what I mean? And so, anyways, now it's going 3 levels deep. So you got lateral, okay, and learning to pivot conversationally. We don't have time today for me to go over language, tonality, and even body language stuff. That's deeper, longer material. But we also have how to go deeper, right? So I think 3 levels deep. 3 levels deep is occupation is like, well, what do you do for a living? Well, that's cool. You're a nurse. Did you work today? Sweet. You work doubles? Like, that's fine. You know what? Most people are at level 1 conversations all day long. It would be kind of weird to have these deep conversations all day, right? And so most people, that's what they are. Most people in relationships, the relationships fall apart because they're at level 1 conversations all day long. I was working today, honey, fine. Here I made some fucking meatloaf, cool. Whatever the fuck happens with married weird people that I don't fuck with. But you get what I'm saying. Like, it's very surface level. You need that. That's okay, but you want to inspire that prime emotional connection, right? And that's where you go a little deeper. So motivations and emotions, questions like that. You're in nursing. That's interesting. I would have guessed that about you. Well, why would you guess that about me? It's hard to be a nurse. I'm sure you've seen some things. Do you work in ER or have you done that before? What inspired you? Now she's in a conversation with me, right? This is why all these girls are like, wow, that guy's really fucking cool. This is how I talk to people naturally. I'm not trying now. You know what I mean? And because I'm genuinely fucking interested in this person just because they're another human being. And some of you guys, God, you guys need to get better at this part because you're just not interested in other humans. And you need to get interested and actually give a shit, Like really, it's fucking good, man. We're only here once on this fucking earth and on this planet, and people are all living their lives, and then if you get into it, they're interesting. Even the most boring fucker can be interesting. And so go levels deep into emotions and motivations. 3 levels deep is togetherness, implying we're in this together, we're doing something together. even in comedy, guys will try this with surface level game. They'll be like, when we go on our next date, like, haha, whatever, they'll try it with humor, and stuff like that, which sometimes is fine, but if they do it right. But, it's like, what they're attempting is a 3-level deep thing. They're attempting to apply togetherness. An example of applying togetherness was some girl who I had, basically a side bitch, and she wanted to be a slave for my last relationship I was in, just come over like quarterly and get like serve me and my girlfriend. Anyway, met her on social, you know what I mean? Just strictly super hot fucking Filipino chick, but she was she was a single mom, and which is fine because we're not getting a relationship, and she works and does her thing. She's not interested in a serious relationship and wants to get fucking railed, so it works out. Anyway, how did this happen? Like, example of a 3-level, she's talking about property, or there's a picture, and I said, where's that from? That looks fucking beautiful. And then she's talking about some stuff in Philippines. And then I talk about my Filipino connection. So now we have a connection, right? All on that Ford gift thing. Anyways, at some point in the conversation, I just sent over a picture of some really beautiful vacation spot. So what do you think of that? And then she's like, that's fucking sick. Like, it was somewhere, I don't know, some fucking, like somewhere down in South America. It's really cool, like mountain views, stuff like that. I go, that would be a vacation, right? So what would we be doing if we were there, do you think? Togetherness. And so I build a fantasy. So now I move down the ladder from curiosity, investment with this personal connection, and now we get into fantasy. Guess where sex happens in the fantasy or imagination part of your brain? The quality of the sex is based on imagination, right? And what you build before, based on not just what you're saying, but what she's thinking about, what she sees about you, the tension that's built, that high tension, but not so high that she closes her legs. You know what I mean? Being sexually open and high tension. If you guys ever saw that Matrix on my channel, I know some of you guys have seen that. And so that's where she's having a very intense experience. And that's why I generally don't do under 21, because I know that's going to be, it's not just like a party hangout sex. It's like, it's going to be fucking intense for her probably, because of the way I do shit, because that's what I enjoy doing. But then it's going to be a lot of emotional attachment, a lot of things there. And I'm just a little guarded about that, a little bit careful about that. Used to not be, and I had some experiences that made me change my mind about that. Because it's just hard to see a girl tearing herself apart because she can't be with you. And you just didn't give a fuck, and you were like, we're just having sex, and she's like ready to kill herself. It's not good, And that's like, I created that, like you feel bad. I created this high intensity experience for her with no investment, and didn't lie to her, but I certainly omitted, that I'm probably not gonna ever be in a relationship. Bad, fucking bad, don't do it. I've made all the mistakes. That's why I'm old and have good advice sometimes. But anyway. But that intensity happens with the imagination fantasy. And then you get there again with compliance. You're the authority. Her participating in the conversation, asking you questions, answering your questions is a little bit of authority and compliance. Hey, come over here when you do location changes, like in a bar or something, that's compliance, right? You know what? Before the night gets too busy, hand your phone over. Put your shit in there. We'll link up later in case we get separated. Compliance, she does that, But you can move things along the compliance ladder. This guy does it, whether he has reasoned that out or not, that's what he does. Hey, come over to a table. Hey, come over to a table. They listen to him as an authority figure. And they come over to the table, they're having fun, whatever. Hey, do this shot, right? Hey, do this. They're fucking complying. They're like fucking, it's like Pied Piper, fucking Justin's doing this, man. It's fucking awesome. And then they're just like, hey, let's skip to the fucking apartments, and hey, I'm in a fucking fivesome. How did this happen? Oh yeah, my boyfriend, I forgot about him. He's on my phone. Oh my God, I was just fucking woo, But that's actually what happens. It's literally, they will just, because it's an instinct, and if they're not using their frontal fucking lobe, and they are girls and they are drinking, so they won't. They just follow the fucking lead. When you make that emotional connection, you build that investment, starting with curiosity, investment into fantasy, and then moving down the compliance ladder into the bedroom. It's really that simple when you understand it. Man, that's a lot of information. So hopefully you guys got at least some nuggets out of it. I'll open up for questions, so I'm not gonna be too long, but yeah, guys ask me anything,
Quick questions if we have them, if not.
I'll be around all night anyway.
Yeah, we're not disappearing anytime soon. If you have a question, get it out now. No? All right, we'll give it up for Paul Apex Mindset.
No.
Awesome, bro. That guy has one. That guy.
We got one.
So I wanted you to elaborate more about the breathing technique with the brain. I want to know what's going on when you breathe. And you said that when you approach a woman, you want to do the breathing technique, right?
Yeah, so look, this is more, the breathing thing is just general management of keeping that. So think of stress and anxiety like a bathtub. I know it sounds weird, the bathtub. This is literally the model they use to explain it. So think of it like a bathtub where stressors go in and then you're unplugging the bottom of the bathtub to drain the water or the stressors out. So now when you compile all this shit up, and this is what we learn in a community like Special Forces, is how to reduce our stressors so we can perform. Because what happens is they throw a lot of shit at you. So for example, if I go into a selection process to be a Green Beret, right? I'm physically fit and I know what the gates are, which are published so it's not hard to find. I know what my ruck times, my run times, all my times need to be. Well, what happens is I take that stressor away from me now out of my bathtub because I know I'm fit enough to do it. I can do it better than what they're asking. So even if I get hurt or injured in selection, I know I'll fucking make my times. You see what I mean? Reduce that stressor. So then it's like some of the skill sets, if I learn how to tie knots really well, because I know I'm gonna have to during team week, stressor removed. So all the little things, and so you guys learning skills is what's gonna bring your anxiety down. The stuff that he teaches for pickup, the stuff that I teach him when I do pick up. Okay, which is not all the time. All right, but still, when these skill sets you'll pick up, even on YouTube, free, whatever, those reduce your stressors because now you have something to use, something to do. Think about a guy getting into a fight who's never been in a fight before. Stress is fucking huge. But if he's been sparring a lot, well, okay, I have some idea now. That removes that stress out of the bottom. And so it's also removing it physiologically too. So what the breathing does is it removes stressors physiologically. So you're not going to be necessarily at the club box breathing the whole time, like that'd be a little strange, right? You're on mission now. But the car ride over and getting your mind focused, setting your attention, that's when you might do that. For 2 or 3 minutes, when you're taking some time to yourself, if you need a break, you go over by yourself in a corner somewhere. I do that myself. Go to the bathroom, look in the mirror, reset. We all fucking do that, right? Oh, here's another one. You but one little quick one add on. But all this does is it takes those pre-game stuff, takes the stress in it, and it's like pulling that plug on the bottom and letting it come down. So it puts you in a less stressed state so you can do the rest. And then the immediate action, that triggers controlling your breath, controls your physiology. So stress and high emotions, our thoughts are stimulating a physiological response. So you can try to address the thoughts, that's one way, but that then puts you in your head in that moment. Like in a mission or a fight or talking to a girl, you can't get in your own head. You know what I mean? You gotta be in the experience. So what you wanna do then is you want to do it physiologically. The smile tech, I didn't cover this because Justin covered it. The smile technique, posture, taking up space, all that stuff is doing it physiologically. You see what I mean? I'm taking the stress away physiologically, and then my breath is the way to control that and a way to remove that. So that makes sense?
Yeah. You have two techniques, breathing techniques, right?
I have a lot of techniques that I use, but these are ones I'm showing you, you know what I mean, today, because in the interest of time, they work well. You know what I mean? Teaching a group of military dudes is not going to get much more than this if they ever get the class, because they don't fucking care. You know what I mean? But we're in depth, but then there's like what's practical. This is 2 very practical techniques. Another thing you guys can do, but don't have a ton of time to go into detail, when you figure out, imagine who that best version of you is. Think about it. Think about the guy that you're going to be like tonight, and then put that picture in your mind and then snapshot it. Snapshot it with a physical technique. Physical technique should be something nobody else notices, okay? Could be just thumb here. I did that because when it came to missions, because I'm on my rifle all the time. So I'll just squeeze my rifle without squeezing the trigger, because your finger's not in the trigger, right? So like just squeezing the handle on my AR, or whatever weapon I'm using at the time. And you know what I mean? And then it's like brains off now. I'm in the fucking zone and I'm the Punisher now. I'm whatever identity I put myself in now and I'm in fucking action mode. We'll do that, but with your social skills and your identity. Like, oh man, I don't know if I gotta be around all these guys. I don't like clubs, I'm gonna be loud, I'm giving myself excuses. All right, think about being a guy who would be very successful there, and you're gonna be the you version of that guy. Get in your head, snapshot it, and then you do a physical action. Okay? Now, throughout the night, you find yourself fleeing into one of those 4 fear responses, getting annoyed and frustrated. You're gonna fight, submitting in the corner with your phone, right? Posturing. I'm cooler than Justin and Paul put together. Fuck those guys, whatever. Like the guy last night on the fucking night, that 19-year-old kid. When you feel yourself wanting to do some shit like that, it's just your anxiety talking and your bullshit, all right? And what you want to do is step out of that and do your physical action. Maybe it's a grab on the wrist. Maybe it's this, something physical, and just take a breath and be good. And then recenters yourself. If you have to do this a lot, that's fine. You know what I mean? Because sooner or later, your brain will just fix it, and then you'll be that person. You won't have to do it anymore. Okay. Good question, man. Yeah.
All right, we're good to go? Because I got my stuff to say. We still got a network. We got to link up. Homie, you had something?
I was just asking, so you said it was Ford?
Ford gift, yeah. And that's just an act. You can make one up. That's just an acronym. I made it up. All right. But it's family, occupation, recreation, dreams, geography, which could be like travel. I'm here, there, whatever. Interests, like hobbies, pets, things like that. Things they do, whatever. Like, and then fantasy things that are in the imagination, right? Future projections. Hey, let's go fucking rob a bank joke, or let's go escape to my private island, Epstein. 19-year-old. All right, so like shit like that. You can use humor for that fantasy stuff too. Humor is imagination and fantasy usually, because humor's not real. It's a joke, and usually because it's exaggerated reality, right? So guys are so fucking funny. Guys are funny. Why? By the way, funny guys get girls because that's actually an alpha trait. A lot of people don't realize that. All right.
Being funny?
Am I?
Being funny is alpha?
Yes, correct.
Interesting.
Yeah, because it's social control. They can control an entire social environment through humor, you see. And so now being self-deprecating and trying to make fun of yourself all the time, not so alpha, but generally funny is being able to have social influence. Because alpha is not just beating ass. I mean, it's also social networking and influence. We look at chimpanzees and gorillas. You know what I mean? It's even that way with chimpanzees and gorillas. The toughest gorilla is, if he's not good like socially and not a benevolent leader, will get his ass beat by 2 or 3 gorillas, and then they'll put somebody else in charge who's weaker but has more social influence or control. You'll see Justin's at the club. He's like the top gorilla in there, smallest guy. What does he do? He recruits the fucking gorilla that's gonna beat the guy's ass to get the, you see what I'm saying? He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing, right? so yeah, man. Yeah. But anyway, I'll be around tonight, guys.
Anybody else have that question up? We're gonna take a quick 2-minute break. I'm just gonna give a little wrap-up speech and we'll get things going. Okay? Alright, so stand up, stretch out. We're gonna swap out. We're gonna swip out.
All right, swap this out. Yeah.
Killed it, man.
Thanks, dude.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys. So thank you so much. We've obviously had Paul. We've had Justin, Mark. We're working on growing this thing. So obviously, you guys, the ones of you that do know me, you're from my community, you know what I'm doing, right? What's my goal? Make you guys better, right? How we do that? Money, muscles, game, frame, right? I added frame at the end because at first it was just money, muscles, game. And I started to realize that a lot of dudes, the thing is, if you don't change your internal identity, you're not going to get what you want. Do you guys realize that? Do you guys realize that you have to change? Do you realize that if you don't have something you want right now, it's because you're not the person you need to be to get it. Do you realize that? And then how do you become the person to get what you want? Change. Say it together. Change. Is change easy or hard? Hard. Not a lot of people do it, right? You look at me over the last fucking 4 years, you look like I'm getting younger, right? But the reason I harp on about this, because you guys know I'm not about I don't deal with people who are I tell like red pill masturbators and people who are like, oh yeah, I'm about this life. And I'm like, look at you, you're like, you're fat, you're broke, you haven't fucking talked to a girl in a year. Like, don't tell me you're red pill, you're a fucking weirdo, bro. All right? Don't tell me you're about making your life better and you're the same fucking dipshit you've been since you started this whole journey of yourself, right? You have to change, okay? And the most lasting change comes from changing your core identity, your core belief, who you are. And that's why I've been talking about inner game, and that's why I've been adding frame to everything. Hold frame, okay? Because frame is the most important thing, and it's very, very, very under talked about it. And when I started talking about it, Ryan Stone decides to write a fucking book about it. which is frame praxeology, go get it, leave 5-star review. But it's so important because how many of you guys have seen somebody, how many of you guys know a guy that is like fucking terrifying like Paul, charismatic as Justin, loudmouth like me, obnoxious, cool, whatever, like just alpha as fuck, and as soon as he gets a girlfriend, how do you guys know a guy like that? Hey, bitch just takes his balls. Going back to everything we're talking about with this whole thing is all about inner game, right? Holding frame. So a couple things I want to name real quick that are extremely important, right? First things first is you definitely want to make an active choice in your life to refine your inner game for the rest of your life until you die, okay? I can tell you, since I started on my inner game journey in 2019, 2019 made huge money. 2020, pandemic happened, my money 3x'd. 2021, from that 3x, my money 2x'd. 2022, took a little bit of a hit. It is what it is. I'm still rich, I'm still awesome, living the dream. 2023, we got some big things planned, but in 2022 was my largest ever personal financial victory, which is in 11 days, I made $459,000 US, okay? The overhead to support that delivery was probably less than $1,000. So it cost me about $1,000. Oh, sorry, no, take that back. Probably a 3,000. Okay? I've been working on my inner game. I've been refining myself. Are you guys watching me on YouTube? A lot of you guys seem like, oh, this motherfucker's changing, right? Since I've worked on inner game, I've made more money. I look younger. I'm fucking the hottest girls ever. I'm fucking girls that are so hot. I don't even care about fucking girls anymore. I'm done. I was telling Paul yesterday, like, I really am just fucking hanging out my hat. Like, I mean, I'm gonna have a girl, have a family and all that shit, side pussy here and there, but no more am I like, I'm not gonna do what Justin's gonna be doing at the club tonight. So when we talk about inner game, there's a couple things that a lot of people do. First things first, we all live in the West, it is what it is, right? But men are just consistently shit on. Shit on the media, shit on the TV, shit on fucking social media, movies, whatever, bitches, random bitches, men are shit, blah, right? My whole career about roasting these hoes on this tour, as obviously we've seen. You want to protect yourself from these negative influences. So the first thing you could do is be aware of how you're talking to yourself. Honestly speaking, how many of you guys are pretty mean to yourself in your head? Okay, you gotta stop that. You have to. Literally, you have to stop that. That is the first step in getting exactly what you want. How the fuck can anybody do anything well if you're 24/7, 365 criticizing that person? Like if I lived with Justin, I'd be like, Justin, you need to be taller, you need to be whiter, you need to be fucking, I don't know, less Indian, or fucking, you need to go get a real job at Pepsi, like fucking Justin, you know, like, or the other Justin, right? If I was sitting around following Justin around and telling him that all the time, how do you think he would feel? Would he perform or would he crush? Right? So what's the difference between you guys if you're constantly ripping yourselves up in your head every single day? That's one thing you really got to focus on. Self-talk. Keep it insanely optimistic, over the top. okay? Because the reality is, both strategies are gonna work. You talk shit to yourself, bad things can happen. You love yourself, you take care of yourself, great things are gonna happen. That's the first and foremost. Most important thing is you gotta watch your self-talk. Secondly, this is called ruminating, okay? How many of you guys sit around and either think of bad things that have happened to you or imagine bad things happening to you? So that shit is also extremely real. Okay? What you think about, you bring about. When I fucking take a shower and I'm hanging out, you know what I'm doing? I'm daydreaming that I'm washing my hair and I'm fucking having a conversation with Joe Rogan. Okay? I daydream and see myself talking to people in stadiums. Okay? I see myself in a stadium full of like jacked, good-looking, strong, rich dudes that are just saying, money, muscles, game, frame. Money, muscles, game, frame. Okay? Because we are in need of a masculine revolution in this planet. And it's going to happen because we're men. Look at history. Okay? You got a lot of you guys are taught that like you're fucking diseased or you're a freak or something's wrong with you because you're a man. And it's like, no, dude, you literally are like the best creature on this planet.
Straight men in particular.
Yeah. Yeah, especially, yeah, straight, right? Straight, they come after you for your race, whatever the fucking case may be. But you guys already won because you're men. But you got to do the work. You got to take action every single day to make your shit happen. Okay? Sitting around ruminating and stuff, this is bad. There's a story, Brandon Carter talked about it recently, and it was about the World Series back in the day, right? Back in the day. And this guy said, they were talking like, I think it was like first base catcher or first base guy, right? He was got first base. And he was like, what's your hope? What's your thing with the fucking World Series? He was just like, he's like, honestly, the only thing about the World Series for me is that I just pray to God that the winning hit doesn't go right between my legs and I miss it and then we lose the World Series. What do you think happened?
Exactly that.
Exactly that. How many of you guys have been like, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall? What happens? You fall, right? We're all a bunch of dogs in here. How many of you guys have been like, don't come, don't come, don't come? Ah, fuck. Right? Guilty? Raise your hands. Don't come, don't come, don't come. Like, shit. You know? Or when you hear the girl's about to come, you're like, oh shit, you get excited too, right? So, what you think about, you bring about. You gotta be careful. I'm very particular about what I put into my subconscious mind. I barely watch horror movies. I don't watch anything with relationship conflict. I don't show that shit to my girl either. If my girl see her watch some whole shit, I'm like, you better fucking turn that off. You better watch fucking Selling Sunset or something, you know? You gotta protect your psychology. You gotta protect your mind because these things do influence you, okay? No matter what. And there's another example too. Maybe not as popular, but who knows who Dominic Cruz is? He was the former UFC 135 bantamweight champion. He was dominant champion, right? He was fighting Cody Garbrandt, and Cody Garbrandt knocked him out and beat him. So during the UFC Embedded, it was like this mini documentary that goes before the pay-per-view. And then Dominic Cruz, they were interviewing him, and he was like, there's nothing Cody can say to me at all to derail me or hurt my confidence or whatever, because I'm the worst and meanest to my person in my head. And when he said that, that's when his career started to go downward spiral. Okay? So it's super important. You gotta be nice to yourself. You gotta stop with the fuck. You have to be so aware of what's going on here. Because once I made that shift in 2019 to like really just focus on inner game and focus on becoming a better person, because obviously, you know, the shit that happened to me, I'm not gonna say or tell the whole fucking laundry list. You know, abused as a kid, grew up poor, never met dad, whatever, right? A lot of shit to deal with. But once I started working on that and clearing it, the results are just getting better and better and better. I see clarity. You know, people talk to me like, well, you just like change. You feel, you're like, your energy's so clean. You're just like a different person. You're more grounded, right? This is something that you guys can do as well. Now, what do we all want? We don't want to sit here and talk about like inner game and shit like that. I get it, but we want, who wants money? Bitches, jacked, right? All of that is connected to your inner game. I see it happen a lot too. I mean, I see guys like, you know, guys who are like got fat, like maybe 200 pounds, 250 pounds. How many of you guys have seen that person lose all the weight, but guess what? They don't feel good enough. They don't feel like they deserve it. And what do? They balloon back up. There's a guy in my community that lost 100 pounds, but wasn't really there yet. Gained it all back. Think about that, gaining 100 pounds. Do you know how much fucking food you have to eat to gain 100 pounds? It's a lot. That's why I launched Inner Game Healing last year too, because I realized that was the big problem a lot of guys are struggling with psychologically. Because my coaching programs were like literally $1 million business, right? And I would see guys succeed, and then I would see guys fail. I started analyzing both parties, and the guys who were failing typically had bad childhood, abused, abandoned, orphan, beat up, sexually molested, whatever the case may be. I've seen it all, man. There's guys in our community have been like raped by their sisters and shit. Really fucks with them. And the thing is this, if you don't solve your inner world, if you don't fix this shit, you're never gonna get ahead. You're never gonna get the motivation that and fuck motivation. You're never gonna get the discipline to do what you wanna do, right? You're never gonna fucking take the steps to get where you want. You're gonna still think like, bro, I have a friend in Tokyo, he's black, and he just thinks women just don't like him because he's black. I'm like, bro, have you seen all these fucking dudes in Miami? Like, I was telling, because I was in Miami, I swear to God, I think now every time before girls in Miami, she's just like, oh, I just may fuck a black guy down there. Like, these girls are fucking down there, and like, I've never seen black dudes get so much fucking pussy in my life. So what's the difference between black dudes in Miami and this fucking guy in Tokyo? He thinks women hate him because he's black. Limiting belief. Stop you from doing anything, right? The other side of it is great though, because once you start taking action on fixing your life, let's say you're like Paul and you're like, I'm gonna conquer approach anxiety, right? Or like Justin, when you're like, I'm gonna build a fucking really great Instagram and I'm just gonna walk up and talk to as many girls as possible, smile, right? Those are things that you're gonna do. They're gonna make your life way, way, way better. And once you take those steps of action and you get a certain victory, right? Let's say you have approach anxiety. You're like, I fucking can't talk to girls. But you conquer it and you're like, damn, I just conquered this shit. And you're like, you know what? I always wanted to learn about Ethereum and Bitcoin. I wonder if I can do it. And what that does is it starts freeing your mind. You start getting red pilled in other areas. Like, well, I fucked 50 girls in a year and I used to be a fucking virgin incel. Did this. Can I start my own business? And guess what happens? You try. And then you become Tony Robbins talks about this, but it's a really great skill to have for you guys, especially as men, is you have to be a manifester. You have to be a creator. You have to see something here, create a plan, and make it real here. That make sense? Yeah. Right? That's a skill you want to get good at, manifesting. And I'm not talking about woo-woo, I fucking burned some sage and did some chakra and fucking here, now I'm a millionaire. No. Okay? It gets crazy too, because for me, at first I was like, shit, can I really do this YouTube shit? And then I was like, okay, fuck it. Let me give it a go. Did YouTube for 4 years, 880 subscribers. Then I started live streaming. Did live streaming, got some more help. I got a little bit better, but still the growth was really slow. I was for like years in Rhinestone's shadow, like chasing him to get more subs. And I was like, fuck Ryan, son of a bitch. Like, what do I have to do, make some fucking Minecraft videos? Like, like, how the fuck, man? It's just so frustrating. But you keep at it, you keep refining, and eventually, now here I am, 100,000 subscribers, right? How? Just constantly pushing at it and believing I can make it happen. And it all started with years ago, me just saying like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna change my life. And I've been consistently changing my life. Because I'm now a guy who's made millions of dollars, right? And I am a literal, like, come from like abusive household, first generation immigrant to America, single mother household, went to jail, did a fucking shitload of drugs, like all the bad shit that could happen to me happened to me, and I was still able to get my way out of that. So you, let's be smart, let's be critical of me. Do we think that was luck, or was that hard work, dedication, and relentlessness? Right? Yeah. That is what I want for you guys. This is why I hold you guys to a standard. That's why when I come to these meetups and I see some of you, I'm like, you know, if I bust your balls, I'm like, why are you wearing that fucking shirt? Or why are you always so late to the fucking webinars? Or where have you been, you know? I'm here to hold you guys accountable. The Masculine Empowerment Network is fucking huge, dude. It's growing, man. This here, right here, I had this in Miami. I had this in Dallas. I had this in Orlando. I had this in fucking Las Vegas. 20 plus of us loaded up into a goddamn caravan to the Grand Canyon. Okay? Santa Barbara was small, but still a shitload of people. And now here we are in Toronto. There are people calling out for me in Europe. There are people calling out for me in Asia. Motherfuckers want me to go to Africa. Okay? I swear to God, dude. So, we're building something big. Okay? And this is my vision. This is my vision for you guys. And I lead the way with my leaders. Does Justin look like a fucking loser? Right? Money Muscles Game Frame, yes or no? Yes. Paul, Money Muscles Game Frame, yes or no? Yes. Right. Me, Money Muscles Game Frame or no? Yes. Right? A lot of you guys here too. Okay? That is the standard. I want to build a community that I know in every major city, there's a guy I could pick up the phone and say, hey, I'm coming to your city. And this guy makes 6 figures minimum. He's successful, he's jacked, he has his own house, property, whatever. He knows the lay of the land, he knows the restaurants, he's ultra connected. He has his woman or women, whatever the case may be. I want a guy like that in every single state and city in America first, and then around the world. And we have a secure network that we know all of us can go to. And that network is the Masculine Empowerment Network. We're starting to building that up now. Another thing we're going to start doing is in the United States, I'm going to be buying the first training center in Orlando, Florida, and we're going to have a training center. And you know, for the guys that are really fucked up, we're like, you got to go to the training center, and we're going to like send you there, and we're going to sort you out. I'm literally going to start in every state. I'm going to start like training facilities to send dudes in, where people like Paul will be doing inner game stuff, where people like Justin will be doing boot camps. I mean, we'll have centers in Toronto as well. People like Ryan Fowler will be doing hypnosis, deep trauma release, right? We have fitness guys like Googs, other people we're bringing in more fitness people as well who are going to be like, hey, you know, we're going to have a fucking like, you know, like a 1 week a fat loss thing or exercise boot camp or a weekend or something like that. But we're building this thing out, and I want you guys to be a part of it, okay? And that's why, for me personally, my journey really made me realize that inner game and frame really leads you your whole life. Okay? If your inner game's fucked up, you're gonna be fucked up. If you have no frame, what do you have? Right? If you have no frame, I would say, hey, give me your wallet. Oh, okay. Give me your watch. Oh, okay. Slap you in the face. Get the fuck out of here. What are you? You have to be comfortable with knowing what frame is. Frame is who you are, okay? Michael is different from Daniel, okay? Everybody here, Justin is different from John Simon. Who you want to be is the most important thing. And your inner game is your individual compass. You have to realize this. You are controlled by your subconscious mind, whether you want to believe it or not. So you want to make sure who's driving is taking you where you want to be. Okay? You guys ever watch Naruto? Yeah. Naruto Shippuden, right? Yeah. So you know he has the demon fox inside of him. So there's this guy that is a Japanese anime, a really great series. I recommend it to anybody. Naruto. And what it is he has this demon fox inside of him that is a source of unlimited power. But at the beginning of his life journey, he can't control it. And the fox goes crazy, comes out in Naruto, fucking kills people, destroys villages, kills everybody, right? Fucking really bad thing. But Naruto eventually realizes he has to go inside of himself and tame that demon for his life, for Naruto, okay? Each of you have that source of infinite power inside of you, but if it's not harnessed correctly, it will destroy you, okay? No, like I said, no offense to our great buddy, Mr. Andrew Tate, right? But if you look at his situation, man, the situation he put before himself, the situation he's in now, that was, he brought it upon himself, It's a form of self-sabotage to an extent. So you have to ask yourself, what's going on? Because you see a lot of these people, like you see these celebrities get rich as fuck. Like Tate was literally the most Googled man in the world. Rich as fuck, good looking, jacked. Now he's fucking rotting away in a Romanian prison. Why? Something was going on inside of him that he couldn't, he couldn't get out of his own way. It is an extent of self-sabotage, right? So that is real. Self-sabotage is real. And your subconscious mind controlling you is real. So I would recommend you guys to definitely take the year 2023 and give it a shot to just work on your inner game and document it. Figure out what's going on with you. See if your life is getting better or worse. A lot of the guys, man, inner game healing, let me tell you something. I did inner game healing. It was a 5-day webinar and a year Telegram and a course. I put out the promotion for that thing. I only promoted it for 16 days and we had like 300 or 200 something plus people sign up for it. And then so many people over the year of 2022 were like, hey, when is inner game healing coming? I need to get in. When is this coming? When is this coming? So there is an absolute need of this out there as well. And we're going to stretch on this and we're going to build this out as well. Because everything starts up here. And that's why all these outside forces are coming for your minds. Right? Social media companies, Netflix. Netflix is trying to figure out how to get people to stop sleeping as much. Sleep is their number one fucking problem. You know that? Netflix's problem? Sleep is their number one competitor. So you have these companies out here trying to engineer fucking AI algorithms and addictive ass social media stuff to rob you of sleep and to get up in your mind. Okay, even if you look at ancient texts, religious texts, what do they say? Guard your mind, right? The Bible says that, Islam says that, it's all over. Japanese proverbs as well. So that's why I added frame to it, and that's like how Justin was talking about it, and Paul was talking about it, how we were all talking about inner game, because it is all connected, okay? So, quick recap. First things first, remember, no negative self-talk whatsoever. Got it? Yep. Yes? Yep. Okay. Number 2, no more ruminating. Stop imagining bad things happening to you. Stop imagining, oh, one day I'm gonna get cancer, it's gonna be terrible. Okay? I'm gonna get hit by a car, a bear is gonna maul me. I don't know, you guys think of some weird ass shit, stuff that I've heard. But you gotta stop it. And then make a just dedicated choice to change, to become the man that you wanna be. With the 4 tenets attached to it, money, muscles, game, frame. And that's all I gotta say. Thanks for coming to Hot Dude Comp Toronto, boys.
Fuck yeah.
Appreciate it. All right. Guys, this is Justin. Justin's a great person. Justin is like literally has, I'm terrible of a guest. Like Justin's been taking care of me way more than he should have, but thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming, man.
Yes.
It's an honor.
And then Paul's here as well. Paul is going to be out with us tonight. So we're going to end now. We're breaking it. So what we're going to do.
A few things to say before we break.
Definitely. So what we're going to do is, number 1 for sure, guys, got to change. Don't look like fucking slobs. Don't embarrass me. Don't embarrass Justin, okay? This guy's putting a lot on the line, bring you guys out to that club.
Like for real.
Yeah. And so look good, behave well. I trust and believe in you guys. And I'll slap the shit out of you if you act a fool, so. Go get some food, because you're going to be drinking tonight. We're going to go have dinner and stuff, network, and then we'll be, remember, keep an eye on the Hot Dude Con Toronto chat group for everybody who wants to link up to us. Tomorrow, I definitely recommend you guys link up, try to fucking have a good time. And yeah, that's it. So, Justin?
Okay, guys. So I'm going to give you guys a rundown for tonight. Just a few things. So first, before we all leave, I'd ask help me tidy up a little bit, put the chairs back and stuff. It'll take fucking 2 minutes. Really important with tonight, okay? Now, in terms of alcohol, drinks, all that kind of thing, I'm gonna give you guys like a little rundown of how I do things, okay? I don't drink alcohol, I'm 5 years sober. I haven't had a sip of liquor in the last 5 years, okay? You'll see me with bottles every single night at the club. First of all, this costs a lot of money. I'm going to buy a bottle today, okay? It costs like $250, $300, after tax, $350 Canadian, right? Now, think of this. We're gonna bring 150 girls to our table. Collectively as a group, we're gonna go hit the dance floor. We're gonna go bring every hot girl from like random places, whatever, respectfully, eloquently, gentlemanly, to our booth. Okay? Very smoothly. I mean, I see Amir back in the back there. I mean, he did a boot camp with me. I mean, Amir, what was your experience? Like, you went from like literally kissless virgin on the boot camp to the end of it. What were you doing?
I was pulling girls in the dance floor. It was amazing.
Like non-stop, like
Non-stop.
walk up a girl. Next thing you know, I was like bring 5 girls to the booth. Right? I remember the last time I programmed, I just pointed at a group of girls. I'm like, yo, bring these girls to the table. Shows up 5, like minute, walks up them. Minute later, like 5 hot girls on my fucking table. Right now, each one of you guys can do that. We have the biggest and best party at the club. However, we're gonna have 1 bottle, right? That's 750 milliliters of liquor. Okay, which means that's 25 to 30 shots, right? Which means if you want the girls to stay on the table, stay engaged with you, talk to you. Collectively as a group, we're gonna all have to pitch in and buy bottles. I don't make money off this, okay? I'm not making any of this. There's no benefit for me at all for us, you know, having fucking booze, except the fact that the girls will stick in the booth, they'll stick around, and we will, you know, get to retain them, and the girls have a fun time. They get to meet you, they get to buy. Something weird about alcohol, when you have like drinks with someone, you like, because I used to drink a lot, you like bond with them, right? And so what I suggest we do is like, I don't know, like everyone pitch in like $20 each, whatever, or like, you know, you chat, like you guys handle it however the fuck you want, I don't care. If we don't have booze, we run out, the girls leave, I don't give a shit, dude. I'm gonna be with my main chick and her 5 hot friends, we're chilling, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to fucking wingman Paul and fucking John tonight, okay? So, you know, that's like my only goal for tonight. Have fun, hang out with my fucking girl, catch up, I've had a long week, you know, take care of these guys. Just hang out, right? That's my goal. I want all of you guys to have a goal in mind tonight. And obviously with that goal, it's gonna be like meeting girls, being social, etc. We need to figure out the booze situation because I'm gonna get a bottle, right? And so, I mean, I expect, you know, collectively as a group, we got like 1-2 bottles. So it'll be like $10 per person. You know what I mean? So like pair up whatever, fucking pitch in. Cause think about this, if you buy drinks at the bar, it's like fucking $10 per shot. So much easier for you to be like, hey, like you 5, pitch in like $50 each, buy 1 fucking bottle. Now, because like it looks way more higher status having a fucking bottle of liquor at your fucking table than being like the peasant waiting in line at the fucking bar for drinks like a fucking idiot, right? The liquor's brought straight to you. You get like a big sign. We're getting like a sign that says like "Hot Dude Con." We get a sign that says like "I just lost my virginity." Some like funny dumb shit. Then we take videos for Instagram and social media. It builds on what I was talking about earlier, right? Girls see that, it looks fun. Girls want to like flock to our booth. We have a table in the fucking VIP balcony. It's like exclusive area. You know, people can't just walk in there. It's really cool. And so, you know, that's the only thing I really got to mention is like be respectful of girls. Load the table up with girls. We need that because like, unless you guys want to just have like 30 dudes on the table, we're all just like jerking each other off, right? One of my buddies saw like the stories I took of today's event, and he's like, "Hot Dude Con." Just put a room full of dudes. Sounds like a gay orgy. What the fuck is this? You need some girls in there, right? Like, I don't want to see that at the club because that makes me look bad and that'll be embarrassing. So I want you guys to bring your A game, dress, impress, be the guy that you know you're meant to be, and fucking kill it. We load the table with hot girls. I just, by the way, while fucking, you know, MLD here is crushing the speech, I just DM'd like over 100 girls to come kick it with us tonight. So like I've got an efficient process, 20 minutes Instagram, boom, 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 done. We'll have a bunch of girls show up regardless. We'll probably have at least 50 girls from my side show up, I assume. And then, you know, we all bring together. You know, you bring some girls. You know, this is my assistant, Naman. He was a virgin like 6 months ago. Naman, how many girls you bang now? Oh, another one, a new one. Okay, cool. All right. Fucking awesome, right? So, you know, this kid was like 18 years old. He was using my old ID from when I was like 6 years old, my old driver's license to get in the club. And he's like fucking like, I remember his first night out, he like freaked out. He was like, I can't do this, he went home. And then he's fucked 4 girls, right? So like this shit works, dude. It's proven, it's tested. You know, bring girls to the booth. How many guys are 20, 30 of us maybe? I don't know. So like, I guess like every 5 guys, pitch, or 6 guys pitching like 30, 40, 50 bucks, whatever, and buy like, I usually just buy the cheapest liquor, no beer, it looks like trash, it looks like unclassy, just don't, like, just low level shit. Typically what I do is, the cheapest bottles is like Ciroc, it's like 300 bucks. I think it's like $320 after tax and tip, right? It's like $50 each, whatever. Like if among like 6 guys, all we need, because I'll get a bottle myself, all we need is like 3 to 4 bottles to make the whole fucking night go incredible. We won't. The worst thing ever in the club is it's like 1 a.m. and you're not pulling till like 1:45 and you run a booze and the girls leave to some other promoter's booth. You guys know what buying temperature is? It's when you get with the girl, like you're flirting with her, gaming her, she likes you, kissing her neck, all this shit. You got a booze. She's like, "I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom." And then she doesn't actually go to the bathroom. She goes to that promoter's booth and she ends up like fucking that random dude. You know what I mean? When she would have gone home with you. Right, but just like you ran out of booth. Like, this is the worst thing ever. So we want to make sure we don't run out of, like, just like be conscious about that. I don't really care. It's up to you, because like I could totally fucking leave at 1 a.m. take my girl home and just fuck the shit out of her. I'm happy. You know, I'm just gonna like fucking lay in bed tonight, watch a movie. You know, fucking we'll probably go out to brunch tomorrow. Me, Paul, fucking John, and then these guys fly out, right? So I mean, and I have a boot camp starting on Tuesday, so I'm preparing for that. So I mean, this isn't work for me. It's like fun. I'm willing to like put my reputation on the line to show you guys what is possible. Right? Because I want to create something amazing here. And I want you guys to, fucking expand what you guys think is possible. So, follow my advice here. You don't have to, but it's up to you what kind of results you want to get, So, make sure like pop some bottles, have some fun, bring some girls to the table. It took me 10 years to get the access. 10 years to get the access I have tonight. Okay? I started on the streets, selling tickets for $5 on the streets for clubs at like 17 years old, and I'm 27 years old. And like I've got like VIP access to every club in the city. Owners of clubs messaging me. Owner of Ultraviolet was just messaging me. Owners of clubs like fight for me to fucking be hosting there. So, treat with respect and extending my access onto you guys tonight for one night only. Let's crush it. Let's fucking make amazing things happen. And I'll see you guys at the club for 10:30 p.m. sharp. Okay, dress to impress. And the other thing is we need to get everyone in guests. I can get each and every single one of you guys in for free. Which is like, again, another thing nobody can do. Otherwise, like, you'd have to pay $20 cover, right? That's typical, right? Who here's been in a club before? Raise your hand. Who here's paid club cover before? Raise your hand. Like, everyone's paid. How often do you guys get in the club for free? Pretty much never. I don't pay for club cover. I don't remember the last time I paid for club cover. Like, straight up, it's probably been like fucking years. Like, years, okay? Like, I don't have to worry about that. Like, it's probably like 10 years, seriously, right? The reason I got nightlife is because I started out really broke and I didn't have the money to be able to afford club cover, so I was like, let's create value arbitrage and offer value and free cover. I'm gonna hook you guys up. I just asked the money you guys save from club cover, like $20, $25 each, collectively put that together, whatever, and fucking buy bottle service. You guys can work out like the fucking e-transfers with each other later or whatever. I don't care. Like, I don't know how you guys want to do it.
We'll coordinate in the Telegram chat. Look at the Telegram chat.
I just don't want us to run out of booze, dude. That's it.
Yeah, we won't. Hey, worst comes to worst, I'll buy it.
Yeah, okay.
But you motherfuckers buy it.
And then the other thing also is like, don't just stand there circle jerking like, yeah, hot dude con. And there's like no fucking girls there, dude. Like, go, like, if you guys, like, let's say you bring a girl to the booth and you're hanging out there and you're like winging him, then cool. Like, you said, okay, we need more girls here. Otherwise, because it's all about the ratio, right? We want to aim for a 5-to-1 ratio or 10-to-1 ratio. Minimum 5 girls for every guy on the table. If I see less than, like, so, like 20 dudes here, we should have 100 chicks in the table all night, minimum. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. If you guys have any less than that, I'm gonna kick you out of the fucking booth, be like, get the fuck on my table, go pull some fucking chicks, stop being a bitch. And in the meantime, we have hours. Post our Instagram story, hey, I'll be at Rebel tonight, any girls wanna join, free entry, because girls are free like anywhere, that's how it works, right? Yeah. And like, just DM some hot girls, bring some girls. I just invited 100 fucking girls, dude.
Tag Toronto on the story too, if you're gonna advertise that, if you guys are.
Or like tag club, tag Rebel, like who's gonna Rebel tonight, I'm gonna be there. Like, I look at my Instagram story, see exactly what I did, right? You see me at the club all last night, partying. Like, if you guys look at my Instagram story, it's just me partying, girls and shit, and then I post, like, my next post is like, hey, Rebel tonight, who's coming? The ladies free entry, drinks on me, let's go, right? And I just have a bunch of girls DM me, each of them bring out 5 friends. You know, let's say if I even bring out 10 girls with 5 friends each, that's 50 girls, right? Each of you guys, I expect you guys each to bring 5 girls minimum. In fact, I don't want to see you hang out at the booth doing nothing unless you have 5 girls there. If you hang out at the booth, just staying there in the corner, like fucking, like, I'm gonna look at you and scream at you and tell you, fuck off, get the fuck out of the booth, get the fuck out of my booth, fag. Go fucking talk to girls, right? You're not here to meet dudes. I mean, you are to network with each other so we can create like something powerful, but you're here for a reason. It's to spread the seeds of your ancestors, okay? And that's what's most important. Tonight, I want you guys to fucking go out there and crush it, okay? I'll see you guys tonight, 10:30 p.m. sharp. Please confirm with me or text. You guys can text me on Instagram, Telegram, just your first name, last name. I'll put you in the guest list with a differentiator name, so you guys are good to go. Cool?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, boys, let's rock and roll.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. My name is Justin Marc, international dating coach, relationship expert, and VIP lifestyle development coach. I've been teaching dating, soul skills, and Daygame for 10 years in 50 plus countries, 6 continents, to thousands of guys in person just like you. And I love teaching guys this stuff. So if you like this video, please make sure to do me a favor and leave a thumbs up on this video. I really do appreciate that. Now, if you want to follow me more closely, you can go ahead and follow me on my new Instagram, DrunkJustin2, and watch my daily Instagram stories where I'm always partying with hot girls, doing exclusive events, crazy shit on my daily Instagram stories. Make sure to follow me there. You can see me traveling around the world in real time, doing amazing things, and teaching guys like you in person every day on my Instagram. And you can message me on my Instagram as well. So go ahead and follow me on Instagram and message me there. And if you want to actually call me, you can call me at justinmarc.com. We'll do free consultation calls. You can actually call me and we'll do a free discovery call where we can get you on the right action plan to change your dating life and your social life at justinmarc.com. And if you guys want to dig deeper and watch more of our more exclusive content, go to wingmanpodcast.com and watch our Wingman podcast on Spotify, Apple, and all platforms. And we'll see you guys very soon in a new video. My name is Justin Marc, and I'll talk to you very soon. Peace out.